for the recap, I guess.
Have a good one, guys.
The afternoon show, guys. All right, welcome to the close. Markets decidedly down, guys. We are near the lows on the ES. The NQ holding up a little bit better. Let's see how American markets are doing. Like I said, the S&P down 0.3%. The Dow holding up better at 0.07. The NASDAQ 0.64 to the downside. Toronto, though, still in the positive. Brazil down almost a percentage point. Crude down decidedly on the day. We didn't talk too much about the crude names today, but there you go. WTI down almost 2 percentage points. Bitcoin off the lows. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Bitcoin, some of these Bitcoin equity plays, they're definitely off day's lows. We'll look at that in the rundown. Ethereum down also after the Shanghai update last week. Let's have a look at what sectors are making a move. Look at this. Standing out right at me, Enphase up 6.87%. A lot of these EV green energy type names are all green on the day. You have Rivian, Plug, Lucid. They're all green on the day. Polestar as well. So those guys catching a bit of a bounce. Banks, you saw M&T Bank reporting early this morning. They're up 6 1/3 percentage point. Wells Fargo off earnings last week, up 3 1/3. The banks are decidedly green, but looking at some of the other energy names here, MRO, Oxy, they're all red. We talked about that with relative weakness on crude, but here we go, baby. We've got the trade of the day, and something tells me that I had involvement as a result of Sean in this one.
Thank you, Sharif. It is your trade of the day, and today it is Roblox, and it is brought to you by Day Trade the World. So make sure you scan that QR code below to start your journey with Day Trade the World ASAP. Look, today Roblox came out, and you're going to see right here, they came out with metrics. March key metrics today, not great. Lower on daily users, lower on some of the revs as well as it comes all the way to the downside. And look, we heard the news come out at 8:30. Didn't even really digest it. Didn't have too much time to do that. There's $41. We went long at about $41.20 or so, $41.10, $41.15. But when it came back down, that was a very small position. So we're like, okay, let's see if it holds 40. And then all of a sudden, boom, there it is. There's another take of us right there at about 40.50. Then it comes down and breaks that $40 level. But we get out. This is the thing, though. Look what happens when it breaks. And we talked about this last week. I just want to show everybody this huge volume spike. It's not that it's huge. I mean, it's much bigger at the open. But in the pre-market there, you can't really see it. That's okay. There is a volume spike there that takes that bottom wick back to the upside. So I watched out for that and started to use that as our day low to see where we could get out. Went back into the long here for Roblox. So now that we went back into the long, we already lost our position right there today on Roblox. But then as you can see, we got right back into it when it came back into the bottom of that wick. We actually drew a line there. $39 was where we wanted to get out of it. So we averaged back into Roblox. We take some shares there. Don't get out. It goes right back to 41. So we did have 60, 70, 80 cents in the money there, but we didn't want to take it. We're getting a little greedy. Thought we could see a little bit of a raise up here, especially if the NASDAQ started to go, but the NASDAQ's still red today. So Roblox really having a hard time getting going again. But it comes back in, and then we take like a 39.15 or something long right there. And this is what Sharif was talking about against that 39 level. Then we start to bump up again. These are starting to be some decent outs, right? We start to get 50 cents, 60 cents. Then we come back, and we're still waiting for that magical 41 level to hit. But unfortunately, that didn't come through again. Look at this, a top there, a top there, a top there, all at 40.50. So we're starting to take it. We're still in the money like $1.30, $1.40 by the time we're taking these out. So it's good. We haven't quite made back that huge move to the downside, but if Roblox continues to extend it a little bit higher, we'll get more long down here against 39. Sometimes when you get these blowout moves like we just had here on Roblox, you got to wait for those volume spikes to hit, and maybe you do make a little bottom here when you get those low wicks. It's just someone that's had, and Max used this term, or maybe Obi did, or maybe Sharif did, but they talked about max pain. And the problem is that right there, when you get dropped out there, those little bottom wicks can sometimes tell you that maybe the big sellers that were applying some pressure, either got flattened, people that were long might have got flattened there, or the sellers just came in and stopped. So that's what I'm going to look for moving forward. When we get big moves like this, especially in the pre-market, let's look to see if we can find some of these bottom wicks to indicate to us that potentially the move is over. It's Roblox, and it's your trade of the day.
Solid trade, Sean, on RBLX. All right, let's get to the rundown. And first topic is small caps. Yes, baby. Small cap season is upon us. And today we've got no less than 4 triple digits. And by triple digits, I mean 100% plus up on the day. Let's look at PRST. This is up, well, almost 200%. It was up a lot higher than that earlier, holding $4 right now. This one, very, very tough to trade early on, but hey, it is holding above VWAP. This one now, though, RSLS, this is all the hype at the moment. It just made high a day, about 410 there, now retracing a little bit. RSLS, and this one was the halter early on. WINT was well over 300%. Has now given back the gains, though, knocking on the door 10. Anything on these guys, Neil and Sean?
I don't know, like maybe if this Presto stock could be half as good as my Presto card, not the same company. So like it's interesting. We're in Toronto, Canada. Welcome, by the way. And on our transit system, there is something called a Presto that you pay with. Now, obviously, it's not the same company, and this is going to the moon, and our system sucks, so definitely not related. Look, you're absolutely right about one thing, and that's you have these small cap runners. They're back, and they're back in force in terms of actually finding follow through with these types of names. Now, you know, in the morning show, we're typically focused on a lot of the big cap names, but this Presto, when in doubt, zoom out. That's the way to go here. I don't think I paid for locates on this one. It was on a different name that I did so. But if you look at what happened on the daily, basically got above that 450, didn't make the next break, and then that's your turnaround. If it makes another push, you know, like the fact that it's holding that 4, but that 450 to 5 move, that's where it ran into trouble now twice. If it gets back above, a breakout could be interesting for Presto. That would be the one I'm watching. It's got a pretty decent and strong upward churn. One thing that's not on our rundown, and I'll watch out because I'm probably going to be out of last reload in PayPal just now, and this one has a chance to break down from the morning support levels once it cracks through 80. This has been good, but it's about to turn red with the rest of the market. So I've been in PayPal pretty much the entire day. This would be the 6th time we had this long, but it keeps on trending back into the downside. Can't seem to get too far past VWAP. If I trade one of those small caps, I think it will be Presto, but I want to see it kind of reclaim that 450.
All right, so yeah, good name there on the Presto. I was just thinking to myself here about Bed Bath & Beyond because it has a $118 million market cap right now, so that's pretty much classifies that, I guess, as a small cap. You know, good moves today. And someone in the chat highlighted this earlier to us, that Bed Bath & Beyond had started to move. I almost said Best Buy. Bed Bath & Beyond had started to move to the upside there, and you were 1,000% right. I mean, what a move from 23 cents up to 32 cents. That's great. That's 30% right there. You've pulled back a lot. Let's see if Bed Bath & Beyond can continue to work a little bit more upside movements here on this name. So we'll see if that wants to go. Maybe taking out the 50 period here at 28.50. There isn't much to show you guys on Bed Bath & Beyond. I mean, if you're looking at a 20-minute chart, I guess you just see sort of how big of a move this has been going all the way back to sort of where we were last week, the 11th and 12th, where we hadn't gotten past 33 cents. So I would think that would be, I don't know what the significance is with any of these prices, but I would say you watch out for this level right there, 33 cents on Bed Bath & Beyond. So if anybody's caught long or short on this name, or if you're just in it, watch out for 33 cents. And then that bottom today of 23. I mean, if that's going to be the bottom, great, but I don't. They've already basically said they're bankrupt, right? And so it's just a matter of time before the equity gets diluted enough, and Bed Bath & Beyond is either a pink sheet name or a name that no longer exists in our vocabulary. So we'll wait for Bed Bath & Beyond to make that move over to the pink sheets at some point, but that's not been confirmed. So congratulations to anybody that had that huge move up today. I mean, take the 16-17%. Could it go more? Yes. I haven't seen a catalyst, so if it's on you guys, good for you, but it seems like a pretty risky trade there.
All right, guys, let's have a look at how tech did today. It didn't do that well, especially because the indexes haven't done that great either. Let's have a look at Tesla. It came in with a negative catalyst out of China with respect to cutting bonuses. That's never a good look, especially with the way it was portrayed on social media. So it had a negative headwind going into the day. Likewise with Meta, it got downgraded to neutral today and had its price target cut, and it finds itself down 1.3%. Tried to bounce here though, bouncing off that 217.50, but looks like that 219 level rejecting at the moment. Apple, despite the fact that it had, what could be characterized as a nice tailwind with a savings account announcement today, it finds itself half a percentage point down on the day, guys. Any play with these tech?
I think so. Look, despite the fact that tech and the markets went quadunk today, and if you're just tuning in for the first time, I didn't keep a count on how many times the Midday Boy said the word quadunk.
Probably not
quadunk. I think it had to be at least 30 or 40. However, and I'm just going to a reputable source because you hear them say it all the time. It's a real word. Quadunk, an aggressive move to the downside. And here's our sentence. Use it in a sentence. Jim Cramer said to buy Meta before earnings, and it went quadunk the next day. So there you go. It's an actual word, at least according to my favorite source. You can't use it for Scrabble, but Urban Dictionary is better than, was it Webster's is the one you said?
Yeah, some sort of other kind of dictionary.
Urban Dictionary here, Webster's kind of somewhere off the screen, I would say. That said, I got quadunked on Microsoft this morning. I got a wick on this chart. I'll have to clean up for you guys. Suffice to say, Microsoft on that Google News, that's the quadunk 1 and that's the quadunk 2. I'll stop using it now. I tried picking up the longs. It was anything but a long. But at least Apple found something of a bid here. And we talked about 164 on Friday. That's 164 double bottom. There's almost like a triple bottom. I didn't take the double bottom in the morning. I actually waited for the afternoon. I guess a lunchtime long. I got 28s in there. I'm actually on the bid, trying to get some more in front of 22s. It got to VWAP, and now we're looking for a bit of a retracement. So I caught a couple of longs in there. There was one short. I don't think we'll get a chance. Well, there was one short that I had at the top, and that was NVIDIA. I don't think I'm going to get a second chance there. Really thought we'd get back to 269. Had the 69 short first time, stopped out, just jumped right back in when I made the wick. So what do they have in common? Long Apple off of Friday's lows, shorted NVIDIA off of Friday's highs. It really wasn't rocket science. If anything, I think maybe the 68 level on NVIDIA could come into play. But yeah, it hasn't been the best day for tech, although there were some bids to pick up. At least at lunchtime, you could catch some of those bids.
Yeah. There was, Apple's been pretty good. I'm right now. What are you talking about? Tech sell-off? Yeah. So, what did we go? So the big mistake today, obviously for me, and this is going to be the reddest stock in my portfolio today, is going to be Microsoft. We thought that with this news coming through of Samsung possibly switching over into Bing v Chrome on their Tizen or whatever their platform is there. I thought that might have been some positive headwinds for Microsoft. Apparently it's not even close to that, as this name went to the downside, but we're still up, which is nice. Just Microsoft started the day really super aggressive up here near 290, and I thought there was a chance to go, let alone it breaking lower than its pre-market levels here. So I wasn't thinking about this, and we just got too long, too many shares, and then all the way to the downside. We tried long again here at 287, which also did not work. So right now that's been the problem here. I am back into, I'm going to take it out a piece right here again if I can get some 03s. Back into some AMD longs right now. We've been going short AMD off 90. That was a fantastic trade. Came in all the way to the downside until eventually we put the long in again, and then we got stopped out. So right now we're going off this 88.80 level, 88.90 back up to the upside. Hopefully we can get a nice little move here on AMD. So that's about it, man. We traded some Intel. We're actually in Alibaba right now. There's lots of stock to talk about here, but would we have crypto comeback, EVs now. So this could have been the trade of the day. We offered the other one here for you with Roblox just because of some of those numbers. But look at this. First of all, we are having, it's funny because we're having a problem with our VWAP, and I don't know, there's something going on with it today. So mind this.
Is it a problem or is it amazing?
Yeah. The VWAP stopped being calculated here randomly at 1037. So if you still have VWAP, then that's that. But we just found a nice little bottom here in Alibaba. I'd love to do this every single day if I could find it. But there it was right there. Came right in, right down to the bottom, stopped, gave us it again, and for some magical reason, Alibaba held at 95.50. So right now, we're $1.25 in the money off of like 10-cent risk or something down there. So this is just a good trade. Like we're long Baba, 95.53. This bottom is 49. So, I mean, basically 10 cents worth of risk, well in the money right now. This is how you make money on some of these big names when the market doesn't really give you too much of a direction like this. You wait for it to, come into you. So that's what we did there with Alibaba, and definitely reaped some benefits on this name. Alibaba right now back up near day's high. I think we'll get something else out if we can get back to basically where we are now, 96.35 or so. Yeah, we're right here. 10 more cents, we'll get another piece out on Alibaba.
All right, guys, let's have a look at how crypto is doing. Bitcoin sold off on the weekend. It continued to sell off this morning. It got to as low as 29,277. It had been above 30,000 for quite some time. It has now been below that for the majority of the day. Because of that, have a look at the crypto chart. Yeah, because of that, a lot of these equities sold off as well. We saw Coin, but Coin is well off its lows. It made 65 lows there, and now we retrace back into 67.50, giving some of those retracements back up, though, as we come back into 66.5. Likewise with Mara, we were decidedly lower on Mara, holding through that 11. Now we're bouncing near high a day, believe it or not, on Mara, despite the fact that we still are down 3.88%. Very much similar story with Riot, as we make that 12-10 hold, and now we retrace back to high day, guys. Any move on these crypto plays this afternoon?
Have a move one way or the other here. We only traded one price. We're looking for a flat bottom breakdown on Coin, but then ended up not chasing that move. So here's last week. I mean, you can see the support down right around 67 or so. A couple of wicks beneath to like 66.25. But once it broke down, this is my 15-minute. I'll just zoom it in for you. I didn't take the breakdown trade. I actually didn't even take the second short at 10.15. Just waited for it to confirm that 66.5 was good to go, and then we shorted that into the low of the day, got out in front of 65. It had way too much strength at about just after noon, just after lunchtime. Just so much strength going into that same level. I didn't touch it. Was waiting around for 68 for obvious reasons. It never got to 68. So this afternoon, if we don't hold here 66.5, I think there's a chance to short back into the lows at 65. If it catches a bid, that 68 level is probably good to go. I tend to usually fade Coinbase here, and quite frankly, it was just another breakdown. If you got it early, congratulations, but I was really just looking for the structured trade. I think we're going to get one this afternoon, especially if the market tries to get back to lows. I can see Coinbase getting us back down to that 65 level. So just looking for that entry point, holding it below 66.5. If you put up if I go to the 3-minute chart, like that would be it, probably also breaking VWAP as well. Oddly enough, like my VWAP is okay for some reason on some stocks, but yeah, you'll see on a few of our stocks, like the VWAP's got that little weird heartbeat, I want to call it, almost going on.
I like that. That is what it looks like, actually. Yeah. Maybe that's the thing. If you can find the stocks with the heartbeat in it, and those are the ones to trade. Yeah, actually. I might be onto something there, Neil. With that, our software is telling us what to do. Look, I don't want anyone to hit the panic button here on crypto, but I mean, I'm not telling you guys to hold or anything. It's just over the last 7 days, Bitcoin's still up 4%, Ethereum up nicely 12% as they had the change there. Tether, of course, doing nothing. Binance Coin still up 8 and a bit. Cardano's still up 12, and Cardano rocking right now, 44 cents. This is mine. I mean, I really like Cardano for some of the things that they've been working on as well. And then Solana, but doesn't matter. I mean, all these names, if you've been following crypto for a while, you're underwater for sure. I mean, unless you're able to get out. I shouldn't say everybody's underwater, but a lot of traders underwater unless you're just sort of new to this. But right there, 29.5 for crypto, nice, being held up pretty good. I just want to go over a couple different names. We did have XRP talk, again, 51 cents. When you're looking at some of these names, like an XRP, and I was looking at even a 1-year chart, right? So here it is. It's just, you're just getting back to some of these past highs and whatnot, right, on some of these things. So it's not like we're absolutely ripping, but it's been nice moves from the bottom. So there's XRP. I would just say watch out. That high right there is 53.5 cents. We already made it right there a couple days ago, March 29th, actually 2-3 weeks ago now. So I'd watch out for that high for Ripple. We get some questions about that sometimes. So that's a name that I'm looking at as well. But anyways, that's what crypto is right now. Nice little movement over the last week or so. I'd still say stay pretty positive on it if you enjoy the space.
All right, guys, let's have a look at some of these EV names we saw this morning. XPEV was gapping up aggressively as a result of some technical, development, let's put it that way, that allows them to accelerate their R&D to about 20%. It's also going to help them produce more efficient batteries. Let's have a look at the chart. There's the big gap up through 1020. We open up nearer $11. We knocked on the door $11.50, but didn't quite make it there. XBEV leading a lot of these other EV plays to the high side. NEO up as well. Polestar, Plug, Rivian, they're all catching a ride, guys. Any plays on these EV names?
Oh, I see what you do. They're all catching a ride, huh? I got no problem with that.
Congratulations!
No, they are. Look, they've been pretty strong. I only traded 2, and oddly enough, I traded them both to the short side. So there was the potential breakdown. I was just looking for the gap fill on XPeng, giving it to the high of the day. So that's one of those. You kind of use the pre-market ranges throughout. Oddly enough, I thought if it broke higher, it might have gotten to 1170, and I was kind of prepared to go short up there. It just, quite frankly, it didn't do anything. Rivian, on the other hand, it did make a move to the upside, and that's. The difference with Rivian is on Friday, like you knew where the resistance was. It had a flat bottom break last week. We were short this one into the low at 13 on Friday when it fails 14 even. And then it just started kind of moving up with the rest of the EVs right into that $14. So you just keep shorting 14. We got 1370. Had a reload that stopped out. But what do I see? On a 15-minute, that's a wick top on the 15. I wait till it closes beneath again and then just go back to shorting the 14 level. Still have a piece as it got down to 13.5, but sometimes it's not that complicated. Knew exactly where we wanted this one to get to. Sure, you could have had the breakout early, but I was just patiently waiting for that 14 level. Didn't have a Tesla trade though. I was looking at Tesla all morning, and there was maybe that one chance. There was that one chance to get 190. And we're into that 190 for the short. Didn't really have it. Obviously, Rivian or anything else would have given it to you. And then I was kind of waiting a little bit tighter to 182 before I thought there was going to be a long there on Tesla, because I figured it was more like the long down here into 181, if not 180, as opposed to it bouncing essentially at 183. So Tesla kind of bounced early, if for lack of a better term, and the short, you got to be really laser focused when it makes a move up there to be able to catch that first short. I had my eyes on Rivian and Nvidia at that particular moment, so those shorts worked out. You could have done Tesla too, but you got to pick your poison. Stick to what you were making the plans for. Stick to the one that makes the most sense to you.
We had written down today about XPEV. Did you talk about XPEV earlier?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I just, I like this name, and this was the one that you could see where you get really excited there early, just like I was, and I said that, there's a good potential here for XPEV to sort of hold this because they were talking about AI, their electric platform now coming through. So, on any dips, again, there's the view up, definitely not working, but any dips in on names like this, we're going to try to get that all figured out for the next couple days here on sort of, well, the view up, yeah, but for pre-market levels, it's just like you came back in and we probably could have been buying down here about $11. So that's a mistake there. Good news on the EV side of things for XPeng, and it held its bid. So all day, this has been a good one regardless of what the market's telling you. Now okay, now it's even starting to get back to the upside a little bit there. I would say, if this market can somehow go, I don't know, but this is a good level here to break 1150 on XPeng. I feel like it's going to work a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be good for the long term, but if you're looking at a downside here, I don't think there's much left. That bottom there, look, it's doubled up from $6-7, right? But if you can hold it against this $10, maybe we do get back up to the upside. The big threat here, of course, is all the worry about the government and political and military and all this kind of stuff. So I would just watch out for Chinese ADRs, but XPeng today definitely working for anybody that took the risk with this one.
All right, guys, last but definitely not least on the list, Roblox. We started off the closing show with this, Sean's trade of the day, but so good, we got to go back a second time. All right, this 40 level on the chart has definitely held. I don't know how Sean feels about this, but we've been testing that 40 level, I want to say, from around 11:15, 11 o'clock or so. It's held for the most part, but, that 40.5 has been the top. 41 looks like the ultimate top, though, Sean. You holding? And if so, what's the plan?
I got out of some AMD there and got back in, and now it's ripping upside. Okay, the plan is very, very simple. I think you just nailed it right there. So we do have a couple more shares left. I'm just waiting for 41 again, just to see if it comes through. I do want to play some dips there. The one thing that you couldn't see on the chart there, we talked about some volume spikes that happened right there. That's the one I'm talking about. When you got sort of all the way to the downside, we definitely took some hits early on this name, but then we were able to buy that bottom, and it's just kind of lucky against 39. That bottom wick came through. We actually took that bottom wick, which I think gave us the move down to 39. Then I just, honestly, we're long at 30s right now. I just thought the risk to reward was there. So we go long at 39.30. Our first out there is 75. So that's 45 cents. We're going 1-to-1, and then it just starts to climb. That's $1, and that's another $1 right there. So, it definitely paid out on the downside risk of that, and I think that's all, realistically, that's all you can wait for and hope for when you're trading names like this. They've also come out, Roblox, and said they're not doing any more monthly metrics, and I think that's ridiculous that they would even do that in the first place. Like, you don't want your stock to get down 12% because you had a bad month. I mean, sure, that might be right. I mean, the market's not going to lie. The price is what it is, and if you have a model that Roblox continues to grow month over month and they don't, then this is what happens. And the main problem with them giving month-by-month guidance is that it's not, like, they could lose users for something completely out of their control. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe spring break, you would think that there'd be more kids at home maybe during spring break. So this was their March numbers. So maybe that's why it disappointed. They came with a little bit light on that. But then when you're throwing out little things like that, little tidbits, I don't know. So makes sense. Down here to 38, I'd watch out for that level. I like the fact that they're not releasing these numbers anymore. I am a shareholder, so I don't have enough shares to worry about a 12% move down, which still is not great. I just don't think that it's very smart of them to do that. You don't see Microsoft or anything or Apple releasing monthly users of iPhones or anything like that, or even some of these video games. ATVI doesn't say like, oh, how many monthly users they have on Call of Duty or anything. Maybe they do. But I just thought the risk to reward down here makes sense. I'm going to look to make more of these trades. When you get wipeout bottoms and things like that, is there somewhere where you can get a better risk to reward? So we did that here on Roblox. This was silly early. I'm fine with it. It's just the pre-market trades, low volume, very risky. I like this Roblox look down here at 39. If I get an opportunity to do it again, I will.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, like, I think maybe you compare it to like, Netflix is going to stop giving some. You get to a point where you stop doing these metrics eventually, and I think it's just every company comes to the genesis of that. Look, it got to the 200 period on the daily. That feels like it didn't quite get to the 200 period on the daily, I should say, because that's actually, sub 39 at like 38 and a change. But I think it found that support there because when you look at that daily, it's barely a blip. And I think that's the big thing. I had two trades. One of them was kind of accidental, actually. Just go back in here. I only went long off that 40 area in the morning. And then after it failed like the third time at 41, I gave it up. I still had my stop in, so I canceled my bids, didn't take it this time because I didn't like the way it looked. I had my stops. I kind of made like a few cents on a short trade that I didn't really want at that time. But it's reestablished the same 40 level. So your scalp trade's 40. And then always remember the 3-day rule, or just what I tend to think when a stock gets to the downside and gaps down like this. A lot of times you'll make that bottom the first day. If we don't break 39 tomorrow, I think you're just looking for longs for the rest of the week off of this level until it decides that it wants to break. And a lot of times this is something you can sink your teeth into for something like a Roblox. It was very similar. It's different when it's like a short seller report. That's a little more obvious, but Square did a similar thing. I'm just going to show you guys the Square setup because it was very, very similar on Block, Square, whatever the heck you want to call it. Hit enter one more time and then wait for it to loading, PC load letter. Come on, Square. I know. Now it's just not going to go the whole way.
Oh, you didn't get it there.
No, it hasn't come all the way yet. I'll go to the daily chart. This is what I mean. So Square kind of had a similar setup. It quadunked, broke all that support, got down into like 68. It held it the second day, then it kind of rallied back into what I would think is an obvious level, like that 68 to 70, like previous support. So if Roblox is going to do the same thing, then what I would expect is if you are in fact bouncing off that 38, then you have like multiple days where you maybe scalp 39, 40 area into potentially a 42. Problem with 42 is 41 has to break. So I like that long for the rest of the week. We'll see if it ends up working out. We're done the rundown, and I forgot to mention.
And how come no Jackie Robinson there? You mentioned 42.
Okay, that's my bad.
Yeah.
It was Jackie Robinson
know.
Day on Saturday, actually, in
know.
all of Major League Baseball. That's the number I wore 42 in my men's league for pretty much forever. It's my thing. Usually I do say something.
I
but
was
yeah,
literally
that 40
waiting, and I let you finish it.
That's
and then
my
you're like,
bad.
let's go on to Intel. And I was
That's
like,
my
okay,
bad.
Intel's 32. I know you're not going to talk about Shaq or anything like that.
Why wouldn't I talk about Shaq?
Well, because you didn't talk about Jackie.
I didn't talk about
I saw
Jackie.
my mom yesterday. She watches every single Blue Jays game and absolutely loves it. And she told me it's a funny thing because she said she didn't realize till like the 7th or 8th inning that every single person was wearing 42.
Yo, the best-
And it was just like, I was like, good one.
The best is like the
Paying
random people from the crowd. They're like, "Come on, good job,
42,
42,
good
42.
job."
You're dogging it." Like
Yeah,
it's just kind of fun when people have fun with it. But realistically, Jackie was an absolute legend. Oh, we need to make a bet for today. But I kind of want it. It would be fun to bet on one of these small caps if they start to break. But I wanted to get to Intel just because this level on Intel, at some point, it's going to break 31. It's going to break these lows. But look at the 15-minute on Intel. It's kind of showing you. This is 31.75. I don't need to have all my orders out there. I'll get rid of them maybe next time. 31.75. You can see that bottom over and over and over again. It just keeps bouncing off of this. This time, we're not really going very far, but there's still some scalpable trades in there. Every time it gets anywhere near VWAP, I just start getting out of it. But it's going to break down at some point. It's not going to hold on forever. Apple, I did catch a reload while we were on. Ooh, I have a wick there too. Not really into VWAP just yet, but I'm kind of looking for that VWAP move. Probably put something in the 50s. My VWAP on Apple is okay, at least I think it should be 164.65, which it is. So I'm going to get an offer in front of that. Looking for that bounce play. The market is trying to head back into the upside. I do like some Coinbase for potential short trades. I know I like some NVIDIA. If we can get back, if we break VWAP, I'm looking for shorts at 68 on NVIDIA. We're nowhere there close just yet. And if you are still watching some of those small caps, I know they're going to be out there. That Presto, that'll probably be the one for me. It just needs to get back. I want to see it back breaking 45. That's pretty much it. If it can get back above that 45 level, the volume picks back up. And I think a run into that $5 could be in the cards for Presto. But you can see on the daily chart, like that's the level. Above there, then you get the real breakout. I know that's what Max was looking. I think that's what Max was talking about. It might have been this one. It could have been another. But the breakout then has so much room, maybe even to get to double up still. Maybe it's a day 2 event. Who knows? But Presto above 450, spicy.
All right, I just want to talk about something spicy despite having a Tim Hortons right here. What's up to QSR and everybody? Tim Hortons responded to my tweet the other day, by the way, which is pretty sweet. So shout out to you guys. But yeah, so Starbucks right there, right at the day's low again here, still up on the day. So that's kind of what I was fighting. If the market is going to go back anywhere to the green side of things or try to get back going, then I think Starbucks has a good chance here. We've sort of at that bottom, and I was zooming out to show you there wasn't much action at all in the pre-market, so there isn't much to look at. Just this bottom right here is 107.50 where we started the day. So I was just going to use this as the out. So right now we're long at 60s. It's not like it's been a huge trade for me, and unfortunately we've been in this one for a long time. So we started, that was a mistake price to get in and out whenever you make the wrong price. It does fall back into 60. So I said, you know what? Let's take 10 cents worth of risk, baby. Our opportunity is out at 50, so maybe a little bit lower, maybe 15 cents worth of risk. And we've been taking literally 10 cents as this is the highest it's been. So hopefully we can take the 50 period and start to go back up to the upside. This is my target around here. I do have an offer. Actually, don't I have one at 70? No, I have one at 72. And then right here at 80s. So hopefully we can get something. Look, see, just right there. Market trying to go and Starbucks not really. This name may not work, but I'm just hoping that it gets a little bit of caffeine into its system here and start to go back up to the upside for Starbucks right now. I don't know, it needs that juice. So let's get going here. Maybe it can take something out. I'm not waiting for news or anything. It's just this is up on the day. Starbucks has been pretty good as of late. So let's just watch. I mean, it took down that one. I mean, look at it on the daily. It's just like, pretty nicely done on the way upside here. Last 20 days, 3 red days for Starbucks, and it's looking to break out above. So we'll see. Let me find out, when do these guys report quickly here? It seems like what I've learned from watching Obi and Max, the true professionals, Sharif, things like that, especially Arun, is that you don't need to sort of go crazy and go over things like so rapidly fast. So let's take our time here just a little bit. Starbucks right now, May 2nd, so has nothing to do with earnings or anything like that coming through. Let's see if Starbucks can continue its upside move here today. We are an amazing 10 cents in the money. right now. I say that tongue in cheek. Let's see if it can continue to work upside right now. Then before I throw it back, Neil, we just got out of Roblox right there. We had one piece, and this was right when Sharif was talking to us about it. And I just forgot to tell you that we got out another piece because I'm waiting for 41. But right now, I only have 20% left of this spot here. So now, time to wait, man. If it doesn't hit it, it doesn't hit it. I'm willing to reload it back here, but I'm not going to be getting anything else out until we go back up to the upside here on on RBLX. And there it is. Yes, sir. Finally.
Awesome.
Thanks to Fahad for getting that all fixed up, man. Our soundboard, Neil, is now back to awesome status.
It is back to awesome status. Apple will be back to awesome status if it bounces off 164 again. I'm on the bid. I'm just trying to catch some fills underneath the quarter here. See if we can't play into VWAP, as I already mentioned before. I know there's some small caps making some moves. Oh, I wanted to get to Bed Bath & Beyond for a second. We were talking about this one in the pre-market. Well, sorry, not in the pre-market, in the morning show, I should say. Just looking back, it had a higher low at 26. If it can make a bounce off there, I kind of like the fade off of VWAP. You can see the big difference underneath 29.5 made, kind of top, breakout, lower high. So when he pop, I paid for locates just in case. So if it gets up to 29.5, I'd look to short there. If it breaks 29.5, I think the long can be back on. That's just a little penny stock action for you. I saw someone saying that Dutch Brothers is where they are. Dutch Brothers is bigger than Starbucks.
That must be in Oregon or something.
You know, what's interesting, I haven't really traded bros.
What's up, bro?
Bro in a while.
What up,
However,
bro? What's up, bro?
if it gets above, I don't know, like if this can break 34, Dutch Brothers has had like this little bit of a lull. It's not. This is a really pretty good IPO, all things considered, in the last like year and a half. It's pretty solid because you're really not out of the money that much if you bought it. Quite frankly, you're down like what, like 5%, something like that. Like 34. Was that 34?
I'll trust you, bro.
No, not even 32. No, it's not even that much. It opened at 32.60. You're basically flat on this IPO, and that's in 2021. So that's pretty rare. So I like that kind of a price. It starts to break out from here. I think it could easily have some legs. It's got gravity toward it. So this thing breaking 34, 35, I'd say sometimes you just wait for it to break level, set an alert. I like Dutch Brothers, but it probably has to break 35 even. Don't tase me, bro. Oh, why am I blanking on where that one's from? Don't tase me, bro. You remember that?
No, I think the guy's probably just talking about
No, I feel like I've heard that
cops
line.
or something. I don't know.
I feel like I've heard that line before.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
We don't
but
have Dutch Bros here.
No, we don't have Dutch Brothers. I've
And
never
I've
had it.
refused to trade it because, I was trading it and throwing around some of these.
What's wrong with?
And there was the Bang Bros and stuff like that. So that's why
Oh,
we
come
sort of stopped.
on.
I like the stock though. I'm not invested in Starbucks anymore, but I did start to buy that earlier in the 50s, and I'm out of it. So it's not like I held it all the way up here. When the wife started buying them, and I was like, looking and saying, I did the same thing with Target and everything that Lululemon was been a good one. I wish Sephora was public company. I would be buying in some of that.
Just gonna be that casual about the Bang Brothers.
Yeah. Well, we already did. I mean, we've talked about that. Super Mario Bros. That would be more topical right now. I did not see that, but we've just been so super busy. I was even looking today. Yeah, there we go. Actually, yeah. See, that would be cool for the animations if we had like, the latest movies and some cool shit like that.
I'd be down.
That would be pretty hype. But no, didn't get a chance to see it. Let me know in the chat if you guys thought it was pretty good. I will be taking the family at some point, but this weekend's completely packed, and all week is. I was looking today. I was like, literally, I got to do my
what the hell
taxes.
is this?
Don't even have any time.
You haven't done your taxes?
No.
The other day when I wasn't feeling well, so I couldn't. I was like,
I can't do mine
I
in
was
one
like
day. I don't
sick.
know how you can do it in one
Because
day.
I had the day. Like my daughter was at
Yeah,
school, my wife was working, so.
Don't you got to go? I got to go through all my transactions for last year.
No, but I had the whole day. I was just sitting there sick at home, so I had nothing better to do. And I mean, you guys got to trade the day, and I just spent the day doing my damn taxes. So I'm done.
Yeah, it's not that they're hard to do. It's
just a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah.
And then it's not like it's fun, right? Like, I mean, who actually likes doing taxes?
Not when I have to write them a damn
Yeah,
check.
It's just annoying. And the worst part about it is I went to school for accounting at least for like a year and a semester, and I'm like, oh, so I really don't like doing it. I don't know what's going on in CTLT, but this is getting quadunked, and it's been quadunked twice to the downside here, so this one's getting smoked. I'm going to check in to see what the news might be on this, but it looks like it had a bit of a down halt, reopen, then took out some fresh lows. I'm going to get on this one in a quick second here because just give me a second to actually check to see what the news is on this one. I'll let you take it here for a second. I want to see what's going on with this. Down 7% and still falling.
All right, CTLT, we will find out some more information about that. Okay, so, man, I don't know. AMD's not moving. I mean, I wish I could tell you a little bit more about AMD, but we were short really early there. It's my number one stock today. Yes, well, Alibaba, AMD, and Starbucks are all. But AMD is my number one because we're out of most of this.
Oh, this is good for me.
But there it is right there.
Oh,
Nice upside move. We got 8, 9, 10. We did get stopped out when it took 200 period, but like usual, we got right back in. I got to do better on that, man. I'm getting stopped out, and then I punch back in. So I got to get better stops for sure. But AMD right now, hopefully it can make a move as the NASDAQ trying to go. We talked about it trying to get to there, and then if that would happen, then our Starbucks trade, we'd be a little bit happier with it. Starbucks still not moving, so I'm definitely not in a great name here. I should be moving a little bit faster than that. Oh, that's hilarious. That almost looks like the same price. Look, 107.75, 105.75. So I was like, did I just hit the wrong stock? Google right now trying to make a move back to the upside.
So I have the news here, and this is secretly not that bad for me. But yeah, Catalent, the reason it's going to the downside is Danaher is no longer interested in buying them. I chuckle because I own Danaher, and Danaher is actually moving up 1% on this because that's what happens when you're not spending a bunch of money. But the weird thing is Danaher is a company, like it's a conglomerate, it's a healthcare conglomerate. Like what they making acquisitions is like a core part of their business. So it's not necessarily all bad. Just pulling it up. Just have a look, see, like if you're basically right back at major support on Catalent here down at $40. So if it bounces at 40, that would at least be somewhat reasonable. I'm not going to bother pulling up Danaher. It's trading at 253. It's up like 1%. It's not going to move. It's not a day trade. This is the one to watch here, Catalent. $40. If it gets down to $40, I think you got a little bit of a shot at the long. That said, I mean, I don't know. Like, I would think that it's interesting that I want to see the reasons why Danaher wants to pull out of it. I'm happy that the stock is going up, but I didn't read the article. I just kind of read the headline there.
That's all.
So we're back at VWAP. We just got upside. Come on, Apple, go. Get past VWAP. Like, seriously. So I'm going to get back on the bid. We'll rinse and repeat it. Cannot seem to break VWAP on Apple, but you can still get the longs, the quarters into 164, and then continues to head up. I was already sitting in Intel. Load, just got some out there, 95. I'll reload in the low 80s. This one gets to VWAP, we'll take that one out, but you gotta ring the register. It's not been the kind of day where you can sit on your hands as the longs go into the money for you. Generally speaking, today, you've been wanting to get yourself paid when anything starts to make a decent bounce for you. And if NVIDIA goes a little bit further, maybe it's not. Yeah, okay. I thought we were going a little faster here on NVIDIA into that 268. We're only at 267.30, so I don't want to be in this one too early here. I do like the idea for shorts on NVIDIA, but it's not at my price. Coinbase, is it at my price, Coinbase? I know it's not because I'd be a little bit more excited about it, but Coinbase needs to get up closer to 68, and then I like the shorts on Coin. Because either underneath that 66.5 breaking down, or we're taking the shorts off of that pre-market, or I guess the opening range. Pre-market resistance, opening range top was 67.85, about 50 cents away from getting that short. And you're right, Naresh, J&J reports this week. We'll be interested in that report. We have a lot of great earnings this week to come out. Obviously, everyone's going to be focused on Netflix and Tesla around here, but they're not the only names reporting this week that matter.
I'm a little disappointed with J&J because I bought that at 162 or 163. Well, I've been averaging into it. My positions for a while. I bought it on that talc news, and it really hasn't, the settlement, of course, and it hasn't really moved at all. So we'll see what they got in the kitty here for J&J. Yeah, not worried at all about it. Obviously, I like Procter as well. All right, 30 cents of the money. On AMD, so that's a nice one as that's continuing to go back up to the upside as my number one stock continues to be exactly that. And we do have a new position alert. Google. So we just put Google in there. It's just finally taking out this. I mean, I can't believe where Google is at 105.80 today. It's still down 3%. I mean, you could get going on this. It looks like they don't care too much about that Samsung news, if it's even true at all. But this is the thing. It's not like Google's just ripping right now and I want to get in because of this move. We are coming into these levels right now one more time. I just was thinking that if the market does want to make its move back up, and it's trying, I'll discuss the market maybe in a minute, but we're still back to that 31,140 there on the NASDAQ. We talked about, should have been buying it when we broke 13,100 the first time, but that's a nice move back up. I just want to see if Google can hold this little area. So if we break too much below 60s and things like that into here, maybe back to the 50 period, which is 61. If we break 61 back down into 60, then I'm going to get out. I'm not even holding this to 50. Like if we break 50, then we might go to 33, 34, and honestly, it's not, for me, it's not worth that upside risk there to be able to hold that. But what's working out, obviously, is the Starbucks trade as it's continuing to go upside. And I just feel like pretty lucky there that this is at least happening to the upside right now. But again, what a great buy. If you take away this, pretend this didn't exist, that was the wrong price, in and out. That's that bottom pick right there. So, again, pretty decent trade there. Starbucks came in. The market started to retrace, I guess, back to the upside. Normally you'd say that to the downside, but started floating back up. So let's take another 87 fill there as we're capturing this 30 cents. We've got 90 cents on Roblox. We're flat on Google. We're $1 in the money on Alibaba. Is that, again, like I'm just trying to hold some of these longs. Look at these Alibabas. If this is not, pretty nicely executed there, then I don't know. I feel like I did pretty good. We'll wait to see where Alibaba goes right now. But that's a nice little name, and I think we can get some more upside in. So right now we're five longs. AMD, Baba, Google, Roblox, and Starbucks. All right, what's up, Brendan?
Nice one. Yeah, the market pumping, but that's not the only thing pumping right now. MINM, small cap crapper du jour. Halted to the high side, guys, up 83%. The volume just started coming in on this one. Full flag continuation.
Oh, you know what just broke a little bit
Brendan
there?
looks different.
My chart.
Brendan there today?
Shoot. My chart just crashed.
Okay, what are you looking at?
My 3 minutes just kind of went. I was going to talk about Apple,
Let's
but
go Bruins until the second round.
Presto just took that 450, so I just got into that one. I had to show you my 15-minute chart because I went to clean up some wicks on my Apple chart and it crashed on me. So there's that break. I know. VWAP. The
thing is, Neil, you're such a good trader, man. The charts are trying to throw you, for a loop.
So. Well, I only clean up the wicks because I know everyone's like, oh, these ugly wicks in the chart make it hard to figure out the levels. So I was trying to clean that one up with our data editor. So Presto on the move. I know you just mentioned another name, but this is the one I was looking at past that 50 level. I do want to carry this, like that 420. Kind of an obvious lower high support on the 15, and I think I'd probably take it once or twice out in front of 5 and then look for the break of 5 for the home run trade. This has been, it's obviously on a pretty solid run, up 200% already, so I'm not telling you that this stock is necessarily going to moon. It's already doubled up once. On the daily, it's got room if you want to double up again. But that 450, kind of a big line in the sand there. There's some buyers underneath in the 440 range for it to go. So I'm long here. I got 56 as an average price. Probably could have ended up with like 51 or 52, but I just kind of took the break where it was, and that's the price I was able to get. So long Apple, Intel, obviously Rivian, I'm just hanging on to that short from earlier, but this small cap's the one I like.
Come on, Neil, when moon? You don't know exactly when all these stocks are going to moon?
Well, if I did.
Come on, bro. That's why the charts are failing on you. It's like you need to call the exact time, date, price, and everything.
Exactly.
Because we should be long that MIMM or whatever that is there on that moon.
MINM.
What'd you say, Brendo? No, we're just playing around. Someone in the chat goes.
Brendo's been working out,
Someone in the
man.
chat, but this is the thing. Someone in the chat goes. It's just funny. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but they're like, I don't think that's Brendan. That's Arun. That was the best part. You saw that? About that?
I missed that. That's
anyways,
good.
Brendan on vacay there. So
He's on vacation.
shout out to Brendo right now. So yeah, you'll be back either. We weren't sure if it was Friday or Monday. We'll send a message over to him and see what he's popping up with there.
How do you know, Randy? Oh, okay.
Don't be quiet, Randy.
No,
Randy knows everything.
He's like, I don't know if he's back
on
on next week or on Friday. Randy's like, it's Friday,
It's
like
Friday,
casual, like he knows.
Me and Brendan tight like that.
What's a reverse split?
Oh, MINM and
MINM.
Okay, here it
the
is.
news is a reverse
I
split.
have it up here. It's halted right now. Whenever you get the news is that it's going to reverse split. Go. Why don't we go to Sharif?
Go to Sharif. Just go to Sharif.
You want to just announce it there, Sharif? Are you ready or no? Yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
NM Incorporated reverse split for MINMNQ is announced for record holders as of, that's today with a ratio of 0.0421.
0.0421.
There it is.
You never, I don't know. I don't like the reverse split
Fade zone.
talk there, but, there it is. A nice little move to the upside there. There it is. It's literally, What?
Oh,
they
just
reverse
opened.
split in the middle of the day? No, there has to be. Wait a second. What?
Oh, hell no, that's not. That's the dumbest. No.
No.
No, you can't.
No, that news must be old. It's I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, no, I
Can't reverse split a stock in the middle.
wait a second. What is going on here? Here's the 1 minute chart. No. So yeah, this happened over the week. So the news must have just come in, but this happened today's the day of record. Or you mentioned Friday maybe being the day of record. So there's where it was on Friday, man. This was 8 cents. And then right now today it wakes itself up at exactly that. What do you say, 40 to 1? So that makes sense, up to $2. And then there it just ripped. This is a share float issue, obviously, here, as you continue to go back up to the upside. So we'll find out more about this one. But again, an 8-cent stock up to 350. Don't wake up and pretend like you just got rich. Let your account settle itself out. But there it is, a nice move to the upside. Thanks for that one.
The float's only 25 million on the float.
Even on the split. We don't know if that's...
I don't know if that's, but either way, it's a very small float, so that's probably the bigger story on why it's making a second.
Nice.
I wouldn't chase personally on those, but it's already starting to come back in here. I did get one out, by the way, on Presto, PRST, and I hit it too fast there. So Presto did give one out there as it got to lower high resistance was at 480. I kind of saw the offer. Someone jammed an offer like 482 or something like that. So I just jumped one in front of it. If it does a dip, now I'm kind of poised to be able to buy a dip in front of that 420 level. If we do get down there, we used to have like a 420 graphic that if I like randomly even said the word, thank you, Sean.
That's not the graphic.
No, that's not the graphic. There was an actual 420.
We had the
so anytime a stock would get to like $4.20 or 42 cents or $420, it would just automatically, we'd be able to trigger that one. Unfortunately, we don't have it anymore. So Presto, we'll scalp some out, see if it can't get up closer to $5. Similarly, here looking for a bigger break on Apple. Still that wick. I'm not going to try to get rid of it because it'll probably crash my chart again. But if we break out and get close to 165, Apple has some room on this reversal to really start to go. So I want to be buying dips over there. I still want that NVIDIA short if we can catch it, but we're not getting anywhere near 68 right now. Like you're essentially barcoding here. That's kind of in the middle of the range. I never really loved the notion of shorting here. Sometimes it really works out for you. I want the level I want. I guess that's how it is. And Coinbase is pretty similar. I am on the offer. Coinbase, I might take Coinbase. 67.40 is not a terrible price to enter because we are not that far away from that reentry. I think I missed out in here. I was kind of waiting for 68 and didn't take 67, 65. I might take that fill if I can get it. So I'm on the offer of Coin, not yet NVIDIA, but I could get there.
All right. Meanwhile, guys, pretty good. As we put some money down here, Google's starting to go back up to the upside a little bit, so we took that. Now 15, 20 cents in the money, but the stock that's really the banger right here is going to be everyone's favorite, apparently. It's not, because people love Dutch Bros, and we'll talk about that. I could look at that stock, but I just took this because it's set up. There's Starbucks right there, man, and I just tweeted it out, like, what's everyone else's bottom picks there today? Sometimes it's, you got to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good and things like that, and you just take it for granted a little bit. But here's my two today. The first one going to be Starbucks right there that we're talking about. Head to my Twitter and answer these questions. And then there's Alibaba with our funky little VWAP there, and look at this, bottom picks as well today. Nicely done, back up to the upside. So I've already realized that I make most of my money once we settle down and find bottoms. So a little bit too aggressive early on today and lost pretty much the whole day there on Microsoft. But since then, it's been, you can see what we have now. AMD right now, 23 cents in the money. Alibaba, $1 in the money. We just went over that. Google right now, we just took it and starting to go back upside. So that's going to be a good one, 15 cents in the money. Roblox now also 89 cents in the money. Higher than that, actually, 90 cents in the money, still going. And then Starbucks, we've been sort of talking about this for a little bit here, and that's now nicely in the money as well. So we'll put an order here, see if we can get it at 0607 here. Nice little upside move. It looks like we have a locked market there for a minute, so don't know why we didn't get filled there, but okay. We'll watch out for that, as I guess maybe I locked the market there, trying to fill it.
You can't lock the market.
That's what I thought.
No, you can't. Yeah,
I don't know why I didn't get filled there, though. So
there's a couple of gateways you can
okay.
lock.
Well, anyways, I thought it just crossed into it. You might have saw it there, but that didn't happen. dentist calling. I guess I got to confirm my dental appointment at some point here. Nice little move back up there, 108.05 as we go. Yeah, let's see. Starbucks right now, nice move back up to the upside. We just took a piece out there because when I locked the market, it didn't get filled. I just offered 01s and that filled me, of course. So we'll have to watch out for it. It's looking like it's going back up to the upside. Starbucks, I like it, man. I like Google's working as well. Let's just hold these, man. We're long as this market. I don't know. It's a bear over there, but it's starting to go. We're trying to take out the next level right here, 13,150, right in the middle for the NASDAQ one more time. So there's that bottom at 13.1. Key levels, 13.025 if we got lower. We didn't get there. Then on the upside, 13.2. Pretty easy level to look at there, but NASDAQ struggling. ES flat, exactly flat. Right now, the ES is down 0.01.
Well, which would make it an easy bet, really.
Is there a bet out right now?
No, I think, the ES being dead flat, like up or down on the ES.
Oh, do we have to make a bet?
I can make that one
All
if
right,
you want.
I haven't done a bet.
If you guys want to do that, we can just do the ES for the close. Will it close green or red? The second I get some orders out. I just got an order filled on Intel. If it breaks 32, I think it's going to make a bit of a run, but I wanted to get to PayPal in a quick little second. So we ring the register on Intel. But PayPal, which was a pretty strong support level pretty much all day long at 77. It's trying to get back up there. So if we get right back above 77 here on PayPal, I'll look to work that long once again. But we already have a couple that we like. I think there can be some shorts up there. You just want to be really particular about it because we are headed to the upside. Okay, before this I don't want this making a gigantic move, so I'm going to go ahead and get this bet in here. I have to set it all up and everything, so I'll let you go. And we're just going to go, will the ES close?
Can Fahad set it up?
Positive. Do you have it, Fahad? Do you know how to do it? The Streamlabs. Okay.
No, I don't want to give him more work. I just thought if you wanted to.
No, it'll take me literally like 20.
Okay,
take me 30
then go ahead.
seconds.
All right, then do it. That's fine. I'll be able to talk for 30 seconds. Okay, yeah. All right. So just reviewing a few things here again. What else you guys want me to look at? Let's do that right now. Tesla looks like it's trying to move. Does it look like AMC is moving right now? Nah, sorry about that. It's not. It's at 518 still. I was just looking at that AMC level, $5. Thought that it was maybe moving a little bit there, not doing much. Google, wow, Starbucks now 45 cents in the money. That's a good trouble. Well, it just was 50 cents. AMC kind of barcoding today. Yeah. We don't like to look at this until there's actually news about it, so we'll have to wait to see for AMC. The news that's been around today is Bed Bath & Beyond. Well, not the news, but the movement has been here. I don't know, did we have any news on Bed Bath & Beyond? Let me pull down this down here for trade ideas. So this is something that's been pretty cool that I like to use, just a single stock window. This is what it's called, and shout out to Michael Noss. It has everything that I need on it. It has the short float. It tells us when we're reporting. Oh, that's why. It's April 19th pre-market. So you only get, okay, so that's my bad. There's only 2 more days until they report. So either somebody thinks they know something or they're just getting it going just in case something does happen. So what I like to do is I like to go on this little news thing here, and then it just comes out right now and drops down the latest news. So today being the 17th, thousands of couples drop Bed Bath & Beyond from wedding registries, so that's not going to be it there. Although that would make sense. Like imagine you had Bed Bath & Beyond on your wedding registry. Everyone goes there, gets stuff, and then the next thing you know, when your wedding date shows up, unfortunately, not able to deliver said gifts or a shower or whatever. All right, so that's it. So engaged couples issue verdict on Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay, so there we go. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there about that. I'm not going to read that. I don't think that's anything to do with it. But 2 days before Bed Bath & Beyond. So shout out to anybody that knew that and trading off potential earnings in a couple days. Tesla. Wow, okay. So you want to talk about something that's reporting. We're going to have Daniel Shea on Wednesday, I believe, Sharif. So right there, as we pushed it back, because Daniel Shea does love to talk about Tesla. She'll possibly, again, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but we'll talk about, what her opinion is there on Tesla and maybe what she's looking at. What she's looking at for an option opportunity. Get your questions ready for that. Neil and I will be looking at the chat for any questions for Daniel Shea. And we moved it over to Tesla Day, so hopefully that will help. She's going to be on Wednesday, and then Tesla reports Wednesday evening. So She should be able to help us out with that. But there's a nice move off. We talked about 180s coming for Tesla. It looks like this bottom of 182. The good thing about this 182 is it was here also on Friday. So if you were playing previous day's lows, which is a strategy that I like to play, it definitely worked out for you today. Wow, what is moving here?
Presto's on the move.
Oh, it's AMD.
It's finally moving. So I didn't start the bet, but like Streamlabs, I said, it'll only take 30 seconds unless it like crashes on me or just something funky. And of course it prompted to crash on me. So I had to like reload it 3 times. That's why you saw the bet open and close and then open up again. So you can get your bets in. I will close it probably like, I don't know, sometime before the imbalances come out. Like, or the early, like before the early look on the imbalances, maybe like 3:30, we'll close that. But Presto just took out the high. We had the 80 stop or the 80 out, which we already took. And we go back to the 3-minute. Then it tried to take 5 again. We're able to get some out there. Now we're just kind of holding on for the home run. I don't need the dip buy. But Presto off to the races. I don't know. I probably should have had some kind of a magic joke for Presto, like Presto Changeo. Presto Changeo, let's go to the big desk.
As we're making a move up here on these futures, the ES just going green. The NQ trying to fight back from earlier losses. We're bouncing definitely off lows up to 41.65 on the ES, 13.147 on the NQ. Small caps, they've been making moves. We've been talking about this PRST, MINM, CFRX all to the high side, giving possible dip trade opportunities. And XPEV trading near high of days. It continued its strength throughout the day, guys.
All right, I'm going to get some more out on Google here if we can get some 94s. It's a nice little move to the upside here. We just bought some 75s not too long ago. We got a nice little dip buy there into 70. So what did I just do? Did I just get out there? No, I was at 94. Oh, okay. Thought we were maybe got some 93s there, but we're at 94. So we'll see if that gets hit another time here upside. And like I said, there it is right there. O's, that's 106. So right now it has been a nice move for Google. We weren't really expecting to get this. So hopefully we can get in. Well, every trade I put on, I expect to win. I think you got to do that. And then figure it out afterwards if it's a loser. And this trade already, we talked about where our risk to reward would be right here at 60. That's where the 50 period was at that time. Now we're way upside. So I think we can probably change this into 75 right now. I still feel like a 60 is not bad down there. But, you know, if we're trying to be a little more responsible with some of these plays here, especially on pullbacks, when a stock has been red on the day, and then you buy it, you get the nice move up, it could easily fall back down. So, you know, we're starting to get some more and more out here of Google. I think we're out of about 30% now, only a couple outs as we head into 96. So time to take a little bit, 106, sorry. Time to take a little bit more out on this name. As, yeah, the 50 periods come up, and it's been pretty good, man. Now you're at 105.75. So if right now, if my risk is going to be another 15 cents to the downside, which will get us still a profitable trade. But let's take out another piece right now on Google as it just continues to work. And then, you know, what's another 50 cents in the money right now?
Oh my God.
Is AMD. AMD's been a good name right now. Yeah, as you ain't wrong on that one, Sharif, as the NASDAQ's starting to go back up to the upside right now. Could it turn green? Yes, it could. The ES already did turn green. ES now up 0.7 as AMD, I don't know if that's a good out or not, but we took a 38 there. And then we missed some more Googles at 90s. So yeah, this one's falling back down there. So this is the name to be wary of. There is 50,000 shares right there on NASDAQ at 84, but that's a nothing burger. We've done 30 million shares on the day. So watch out for this one at 84. I'm offering 88. Oh, did I get that? No. I'm offering 88 though. So if it comes back up, we'll get another piece out there. As yeah, the lay of the land here today seems to be
upside.
Yeah, I was gonna say relatively flat, but upside for now.
It feels like the bulls want them in the afternoon here, so we'll see what happens. We just got 2 VWAP on Intel, so we just got another leg out of that one. Presto kind of went 70 cents in the money, well, 65 pennies in the money, and it's starting to come back in. If it can hold that 450 area, I'll probably go for a little dip buy action on Presto on the way to a potential top break. It's done this before and then continued. Like you saw when it broke $4, it got to 5, held a higher low, kind of retested. And then you saw it hold that 5, but a little bit of a wick beneath. So let's see the same thing at that 450 area. If it comes back down there, I'm going to go for the dip. I just want to see it bounce first. Like I don't want to get that wick and take an entry just sitting in front of it. I'd rather see it consolidate and then try to grab that long. So if it's the same thing on a pullback into 450, we'll go for that again. Just going back over there, I still want a couple of things short. At least Coinbase. If We'll see about NVIDIA. I don't know if NVIDIA is going to get far enough, but Coinbase is pretty much here now. Instead of getting in early, we waited for the market to come to us here on Coin. I just want to have the ability to give it some room into that 68 level. It's now crossed 67.5, so the short should be engaged once I'm filled on the offer. There you go. Sometimes you can wait passively and catch the fill. Generally speaking, that works for you when the market is going up. Last I checked. Tesla. Count the red candles on Tesla since we came on air here. This is my 3-minute chart. I see 3, maybe it's trying to make a bit of a 4th. So a big charge up on Tesla. I was trying to hold on for the rest of the day on Rivian, but I don't think that's going to make a heck of a lot of sense. If this continues to move and cannot stay underneath VWAP, then I probably got way too greedy. I did take some out in front of 1350 at 60s, and I got my last piece on here holding for the home run down at the low of the day. I'll give this one chance to get up to VWAP in reverse, maybe take a little bit of a reload on this. I won't get 14s again, I doubt it, but I got to watch out for Tesla. I mean, it's dragging this dog back up. And I know Rivian's up 2.5%, but trust me, it has been selling off without any kind of strength on the buy side. Very light volume as it grinds higher here. So I think it's just being drug up by here by Tesla, which is pretty strong. But I got my short, the one short that I like here for now is going to be that Coinbase. The rest will ride Apple, will ride Intel. PRST doesn't care what the market's doing, but it's at the high of the day anyways.
Yeah, no, that's going to be one of those rally cries. Okay, Starbucks 108.07. We're taking some more out. We did get our Google fill. All right, what else you guys want to talk about? Buying the dip was easier than going short. Yeah, I don't know about that. Chill vibes. It's always tough to do, buying the dips. And it's just, I find it tough if you don't have those outs, which is why I would like that Alibaba because we had a definite out, and then same as on Starbucks. Google's a little bit tougher, but we didn't buy the dip on Google. We actually bought the momentum on Google back up to the upside, which is definitely being rewarded here. As I'm trying to, like I said, trying to get better and better, and I was just messaging right now, my net basically today is just everything that we've lost there. Like, this Microsoft move down just early hit pretty hard, and we haven't really gotten back into it right there. So, on that sort of AI news and Samsung and talking about throwing Bing into their phones and just kind of went the other way. As you can see here, look at Microsoft, thought this was a long today, and then Google the other way because, again, it's supposed to be good news for Microsoft and potentially bad news for Google. While Google, again, flushes early, that's in the pre-market flush. Since then, market opened up, there's 930. Huge move, and then really just back to these bottoms again, and now another move to the upside. So I think if Google's kind of brushing this off and you're long the NASDAQ and you like the NASDAQ here, then this is probably a good name to get, man. Down 3% today and kind of just shrugging this news off. Didn't expect it to get back to positive. That would have been insane, but we'll see. Does have some nice opportunities. We could be up another 1.5% or so tomorrow, and then next thing you know, that's kind of been wiped out. Coinbase down 3% right now as I'm seeing as well. AAL, you want to talk about that? Okay, someone's long there. What's up to Sasquatch or something? I don't know. Talking about AAL. Was it Squanchy? I don't know who it was. Right there. Long AOL. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about right there. When you're finding out that 13's been the bottom right there, this is exactly like, you're long 1302. This is exactly the right trade, my opinion. You come back, you fill. And look, when you're wrong, this is where you have your outs. Like, even if you went long at 13, I mean, I know our VWAP's been in question. I'd use another platform like Trade Ideas to try to get a VWAP if you wanted that as well. But, even if you use that and VWAP probably somewhere down here, that makes sense. So if you went long into it, then yeah, now you're up probably 3-1, something like that on your risk to reward, right? Because you're going long 13, now you're up at 13.16. Even if you gave this 5 cents, it's a nice 3-to-1 ratio there. So I'd say take it. That's a decent ratio, but look at the market. Trying to get going back up to the upside. Right now, as AMD is just marching here. This is really my bet. I mean, this is why it's just the number one stock for me. AMD short, crushed the short right there. And then back into the short, but until it was wrong, and then we flipped it up, man. You break this 200 period, there it is, a nice little upside move there for AMD back up. So there it goes. Let's see if it can continue its march now higher as AMD continues this move. So good one there. I know you have Intel, we have Google. Alibaba's now $1. Starbucks, really, man, I'm pretty happy with this because we talked about this. You guys saw me take this. This was well when the show was on. Here at 210 was our last fill there. So nicely done to the upside here. It's 309 already. So we're getting on. We're getting a little long in the tooth right now here for this day.
Yeah, well, the other thing is this Presto's running out of time for it to actually make the next move up. And remember, we are day trading. Welcome to the best day trading show out there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Take a quick second to do so if you have not already. I will close the betting in 15 to 20 minutes, probably closer to, probably at 3:25 or so. We'll close the betting on the ES. And if it gets way too far out of hand to the upside, we'll probably have to close it as well. Like if we get almost like 1% up, I mean, what are you going to do? Right now it looks pretty strong, but these small caps got to get out by the end of the day. And I want to hold on for a bigger move, but that's not if it doesn't start happening in the next 20 to 30 minutes, I got to think about exit strategy. No longer dip buying this one. I think it's got room to go, but that doesn't mean it has to go today. That's a big lesson that I've learned, time and time again when you trade these. Sometimes it's tomorrow. Like if a stock is a day one mover, maybe the next move is until tomorrow, and you just want to be there for it. Try not to force it too much. So we just got to the lower high on NVIDIA and made a bit of a left-hand turn. So, okay, technically it's a right turn, I guess, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're coming back into the downside. At least I hope we are, because this is the level I waited for us to get above 268. Catch this into the 30 level, so I have coin, that one kind of ho-hum going a little bit against me, and then just got into NVIDIA here. Oh, there goes PRSD. I was just whining and complaining about it, and then it comes right back into that 450. I'm long here at 56. If it can bounce, show me some kind of, even a tiny consolidation, I might take a second look at it, but that's why you take profit in front, so that you can't turn this into a losing trade. If this is the morning, and this is the first break of the day, you probably don't want to get out too aggressively, but it's not. This is, kind of taking a break late in the day when it's trying to test the high. So I treat it a little bit differently. If you got the early breaks, you got to be like Max, right? Like hold out for that home run, but you don't really do that at 310 because the home run ain't always going to be there for you. So we just got NVIDIA. Instantly starts coming to the downside, unlike that Coinbase short.
Longs are incoming, says Bitcoin Trader. Do you mean on Bitcoin or just in the market? The markets seem to already be long right now. As I'm debating just getting out of Alibaba. I mean, Alibaba is a pretty monster trade for me here now. $1 in the money off these bottoms. We picked it once, twice, thrice. So it's been a good one there. I'm thinking about what is that level if we break it. I mean, whether or not you believe in the long or whatever your situation is right now, it's really respected this 50 period. So, heading into the close, we do have those imbalances, and those of you that are wondering what that is, we'll go over that as it gets closer, but there are market on close imbalances that are coming through. And I just want to get out of 90 if this takes 96.40. So, if it does that, we've really bounced off. Sure, we had some consolidation here, but then the market took off. So I don't mean to be in this position if the market's not going to give us sort of the winner that we had thought it would. So we're going to just sort of hold out on this right now on Alibaba and get out. So if it takes out this 96.40, I'm going to put the order in right now. Actually, don't even have it up, Alibaba. So let's do that. Put the order in and then get out if it breaks that 96.40. We're pretty close to that right now. So I'm just going to put that in. We'll go a little bit lower, like 96.38, something like that. Put the offer in right now. Cancel my other offer. So see, my other offer is just so much lower, again, because we were only taking a small amount of risk to be able to get hopefully paid off, and that's exactly what happened there for the Alibaba. So it's a nice little move to the upside right there. Google, okay, so Google didn't go. So right now we only have about 25% left of this trade on Google. Our best out, of course, was 95s. Hoping to get that again. So we take another piece out as we broke that 85 guy that was there with 50,000 shares. So we take an 86 out. Now we'll wait to see if it can make its move back upside, hoping that does happen there for us, but maybe not. What else you guys want us to look at? Sean and Neil are like Mario and Luigi. Thank you so much, Show Vibes, for that one.
BAC.
As I've been doing some plumbing work myself in the house. Risk management bet. Nah, I'm not doing any bets, honestly, guys. I can't. I don't want to focus. I don't even know what the bet is. I think it's over under ES, right?
All you got to do is bet. I haven't bet myself. I just
exactly.
Do
so
bet,
Amazon.
over.
Amazon's trying to get back. Okay, an interesting level here. What about DIS? Disney looking at $100 right now. So I'm looking at that. I mean, the problem, what I meant by that is I literally have 5 positions. You guys can see that. So Disney right now, 100. Wow, good little level there for anybody interested. So yeah, Disney coming in to a decent spot right there.
Oh, they're saying the bet's not working. That's why.
Oh, it's not working. Well,
honestly, that's like
that's why I was saying maybe Fahad.
That
like, you might need some more help.
Streamlabs site, like I had to try 3 times and it looked like it started for me, so I'll try it again. Just give me a quick second. I was just going over BAC, and I just got an NVIDIA as well, but I'll try to get that one up for you. I probably just have to refresh the page as well.
Yeah, probably. That's why. Yeah, that's why I'm saying. Like, I don't know if we need to be worrying about this. Okay, so that's Starbucks. Palantir. Okay, let's go over Palantir. We tried Palantir earlier, and this is actually a completely flat trade, believe it or not, for me on Palantir. It started with going short. I thought we were getting pretty cute here when we had this huge move down, and at that point, I'm thinking, look, that's like right where VWAP stopped. I'm not sure what triggered me to think that this might have been a good trade all the way down there. But it's probably just a low break of the day. But then I would have gotten. So I'm not
for a long that you didn't take?
No. I remember taking it, and then I averaged into it there. So I don't. I'm thinking it must have been where the 50 period or at something there was. Then when it got out, again, there's me punching out at the 200, and then it didn't go any further, and I just was like, okay, let's go short, and then we made all of it back. So it's like there's the short up, and then there's the take back down. Just nothing too exciting here, unfortunately, for me on Palantir. So right now it's right back at that level that I mysteriously went short the first time at 880. Because the funny thing is 881, so that's why I don't understand what's up with that. But anyways, that's Palantir today. And I like this stock because it was at the 20 period. It was at $9, which was right there. Actually, on the 20 period, doesn't look like anything. It's more this daily chart. 9, yeah, okay. I might have to let this load for a second, but it's right here, 9. So we've already seen 9 back in October. We hadn't really been back there since earnings. We went up to 10.50 there. This is when, yeah, they talked all about, and this was kind of like, you know, pull the rug over your eyes a little bit here. They talked a little bit about possibly looking into being bought out and blah, blah, blah. So that's where there's a big move to the upside there. Nice move back, made a base at 750. Now I thought we'd take out 9 again. So that's something to look at. That's why I'm looking at it.
That was,
Palantir.
I remember there was the chatter because just, by the way, 268.50 is a bit of a battle here on NVIDIA. I don't want to carry this to 269, so I might give it a couple of shekels above here, but I don't want to give back what we had on the short from earlier in the morning. But it was, who was it? I forget. There was a lot of speculation that maybe like it would make sense for a was it Raytheon or Lockheed? I heard people talking about because of the government contracts, and that would have made some sense, but then there was no legs to it. But, I mean, my issue with that is while it makes all the sense in the world, I'm just going to get out. There we go. I didn't want to put a stop order on NVIDIA because I wanted to see how the bid was reacting at that 50, but I was just seeing a little bit too much chalk up there. I still have coin, which isn't flying as much, and NVIDIA has another level up there, 69, which I probably want to take the short on. Ooh, Apple's at resistance before I finish that. I just think the regulators, there's no chance the regulators would have been cool with it. And it's not that it would have made all the sense in the world, but if Raytheon or Lockheed came in to try and buy Palantir with all the contracts they had,
I mean, they have contracts with like the Israeli government.
Yeah, it's just
you can't.
I can't see the regulators, and that's sort of the problem.
Actually, now you bring that up, yeah, they probably can never get bought out.
No, which is
U.S. government has so many deals with those guys.
It just it almost can't happen.
Yeah, that would seem.
Which that's why it was weird that they got that chatter. But anyways, 165 here in Apple. I got to decide. Like, if I bet the over just now. So I really think we could take out 65 on Apple. But if you look what happens every time we've got here this afternoon, or today in general since 9:40, it's rejected this price. That screams to me trailing stop. So I'm just going to put a trailing stop on this. That's probably the best way to go. Like, if you're not sure if you want to get out or if it's going to continue, then put a trailing stop on it. So that's what I'm doing here. Of course, PRST wicked me. But it's not really consolidating down here. It'll end up being positive only because we took some out. But the moonshot's still possibly in play. There's enough time maybe for it to go again. I just don't know if I want to give up. Yeah, it's got about 40. We got 40 minutes to go in the day. So it's probably still in play for me here. If it goes sideways a bit, sets up the consolidation and breaks out, I might take a second shot at PRST. But this is why I got out of NVIDIA. Does it feel like it is getting back up to that 269? Now, it briefly broke it earlier. We're willing to stop it out to get the better trade when it came back in. I'm pretty much willing to do the same thing over again. And I think I'm getting out of here on Intel. I mean, I don't know. Like Intel, it rejected this quarter mark pretty good. So if we get up there, I'll get out of Intel to be sure. Trail on Apple, but Intel to me, only up that 1%. It's not as rapidly moving, but it's about finding a level that was good. And where the heck, there we go. And this is the same bottom. Intel put a pre-market and then it had the same bottom on Friday, holds the higher low. I just think when you see something like that, it's good for a scalp trade. I'm just not sure we can continue to go too much further here. Yeah, my bet is going to get interesting if it gets any further up. This market, forget about the ES being green. The NASDAQ wants green here. Like this is a 15-minute chart. A little flicker on my chart there. But we don't have a red candle in sight since 1 o'clock. Like, it has been all to the green, and you still have about 40 points until you get to resistance here on the NASDAQ. So there's plenty of room for this move to go up. That's why you're careful with your shorts, tight stops on them. Rivian doesn't really care. It's not really following the market, but really tight stop because you've got some room to the upside. The long's still pretty valid till we get to 13.2.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think of the new kiss of death as Randy. I mean, because we talked about turning this guy over to a bull versus bear there. He's like, nah, keep it, and you see what's happening.
What time was that? That
I don't know
probably
what
was
time
the
that was.
turn.
I have to, I'm just joking. I'd have to
BAC is real strong, by
I'd
the
have
way.
to look that back
That's
to
what
see.
I forgot to go to.
Oh, JP Morgan maybe being strong as well. What's been strong for us? I mean, Alibaba's still up to that dollar, now $1.20. I mean, Alibaba's real. I mean, what just happened to Alibaba right there? I was looking over, I was like, yeah? Okay, so nice little move there for Baba. Huge move upside right now. You know, stay long the strong names. Alibaba was never red today, so obviously in a market retracement right now, like we're seeing, you are getting some pretty nice upside moves here for Alibaba. So there it is, a nice move up to 96.75 or so right now. So yeah, let's go, man. Alibaba, huge move, 96.75. So let's see if that can come even more than this. So nice upside move there. AMD, I mean, what a monster move for this name. We're long AMD. For me, I'm very happy, needless to say, about this AMD trade. We really went short first and long second, man. Don't ask questions, just go long. There it is right there. We can check out NVIDIA as well because that's another one. Yeah, look at this. Neil just mentioned it, man, not having too many red candles throughout. Here's another one. So I don't know, Neil, man, this is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's looking pretty strong. I mean, PayPal's about to, sorry, I just got into PayPal,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
I meant Coinbase was about to stop me out. So I'm out of Coinbase to see there, but it's just because I just took PayPal. That's why that was on the brain. 68 just went on Coin. We just got VWAP. Now, obviously, I like the 77 level on PayPal. The fact that it happens to break the consolidation of VWAP is more coincidence than anything else. But I like this back, probably at least to 76. 90 to be sure if it gets up there. I still want to have a shot at this PRST, that Presto, but it's starting to look a little bit weak as it's rolling back over. So, you know, it has to hold somewhere at least close to, if not that 450. A little too much weakness for this name coming right back in. I still have my trailing stop on Apple, and it's not quite there just yet.
Are you long or short?
No, I'm long on Apple,
Yeah, that's
but
a good one, I think.
it needs to really break through that 05. Like, it's gone through. It's at 03, so 65.03, 65.05. It runs out of steam. But NVIDIA's starting to curl, and it's not at 269. So I want 69. That's the top area that I want for that short trade. It's just a matter of it actually getting there. I'm going to close them bets pretty soon. And if you're watching Tesla, I mean, it just continues to stair step slowly to the upside. In 8 minutes, we're going to get the early look on the imbalances. I'm expecting it's probably going to be relatively small based on the volume today, but it would take something pretty significant, I think, to get this. Like, it's been a glide to the upside. There's just not much on the offer of any stock I'm watching here. Like, if you make the offer, you are it trying to turn a move. Everything's gliding up. So trailing stops, dip buying, kind of in the cards right now. And I am looking at that CTLT. We talked about that with Danaher. The only interesting trade for me would have been off 40. Just to recap here, Danaher not interested, apparently not buying them. I thought 40 on the daily would have been support. It's already bounced like $2.50, so we can throw that out the window. If it drops 10% from here, I'm not catching that falling knife. That would have been if it continued to 40 on the first move. I would have picked that up, but no longer in play.
All right, so I don't know, and this is why we do the show, so I'm just going to go props right now because shout out to you, T Daddy, right now in the chat. And I like when you sort of tag me here. You know, it makes me at least think that there's some people taking some of these trades. But right there, you helped me make a banger with AMD today. So, hey, you're the one putting the trade on. So, good job. I don't know if it was the short or this long right there, but, you know, good job for that one, T Daddy. Keep hitting the man, keep hitting the like, and I'm going to do a bang for you as well there. So good trade there, T-Daddy on AMD. I'm just going to hold pretty much everything into the close. Well, we're going to see what that number is, and that's the market on close and balance, like Neil just mentioned right there, coming in hot at 350. So we'll wait to see.
We'll see.
330, yeah, who knows if it's coming in hot or not, but that's coming in at 350. We'll wait to see here with that number. But other than that, man, you know, one trade that we made today, wasn't in it for a very long time, was Amazon. And this name trying to still make a fall down, but no, it's positive now. So there's Amazon again, bouncing off 101.50 No real reason for this one. I'm not in it. This one doesn't profile the same way as the others, but there's the break of the 50. Again, we never really used, the 200. We were never really able to use that as some support down there. So nice little move to the upside. You could have got in at 102, but there's 102.50 right back into some of this area. Again, I'm already long everything. I'm not going to go long on anything else, I don't feel like right now. So if we do, then that's fine. I'll tell you about it. But for right now, Amazon, maybe a short at this level. Just read on the day, and there's a trade to come through. I just want to bring it to everyone's attention. I'm not in this either, but Disney, right back up to 100. So if you like this level, could be something there. We've already been here today, but right back into sort of where we were in the pre-market. I'd say this is a fade again. When does Disney report? They're always a little bit later as well. DIS coming in May 10th. So ways away for Disney on that report. Probably worth seeing what Netflix is all about.
Agent, Netflix. Yeah, we get Netflix tomorrow after the close.
Yep.
It's not tonight. Netflix is actually reporting tomorrow after the close. Then we get Tesla on Wednesday. So Netflix tomorrow, Tesla on Wednesday. Trust me, if Netflix, I haven't made a single trade in Netflix. If Netflix report, I think Netflix I'll probably trade tomorrow in front of the earnings. There's always a decent chance that it makes a good move that I'm going to like. But yeah, it's not really, actually not even doing anything and down that 2%. So not much to see here. We do get them after market tomorrow. Can be a big mover. The implied move on Netflix, last I checked, was like 7.7%. That'll be a little more valid when we're watching this one at the close in tomorrow. Users asking us about BAC earnings.
That was Friday. That was already happening.
Yeah, I know, but it's the way it's reacting today. Remember Schwab reported this morning and did one hell of a U-turn? So, I mean, without sounding, this is just going to be ridiculously obvious, but it's all in hindsight, but it's probably true. Schwab got punked and then made a U-turn at the open and then rallied the entire way. Well, BAC's chart looks pretty much exactly the same. So you had a dump at the open, found support at the previous close, and it's just been rallying ever since, like a wipeout bottom, and they're just buying it up. So play the reaction, and BAC now 2 days in a row has just rallied off of the open. After looking weak, it'll rally off the open. And Friday didn't really do much with it, but today it certainly is up 2.5%, pretty strong. Yeah, of course, coin's now working. Like, you take it out, and then now it starts to work. But that's not really working. Like, I was short here pretty much right in the middle. Like, if I was still in this, I'd be flat, right? Like, that wouldn't be in the money for me. Like, I'd be flat on the trade if I don't stop out there at 68. But I'd rather take the stop out, work back in if it makes some sense, than just force it the entire way up. I like mean reversion style plays, but I'm not going to fight the stock forever. So it could be a good one, but with only 30 minutes to go, it might be running out of time. The ES is pretty close to the high. The NASDAQ, still about 30 points to get to that top. So I got my trail on Apple. I'm not really trailing Intel. Is Intel at my, Intel's nowhere near. Maybe I do want to get out of Intel if it breaks down from here. This is slowing. The market just made another fresh high and continuing up, and Intel's slowing down. So I didn't put a trail on this. I was just offering near the afternoon high. Yeah, I'm slapping the trail. If this gets back beneath like 32.10, I'm out. And then we can work back toward the high of the day. And if we get the high of the day, we get the high of the day. Sometimes when you're bottom picking, it goes the entire way to the upside. And you just kind of get lucky with that. Like, when you're bottom picking, you don't know how far the move is going to go. There's pretty much no way to know that. You just know there's support on the stock. That's all. You just know there's buy support on the stock. As a day trader, you put the long on, 5 to 10 cents worth of risk, depending on your entry, at worst 10, at best 5, and then we'll see. I don't think we get the actual high. I'm talking about this lower high from earlier in the afternoon on Intel, which would be a good move. That's all that matters. And yeah, I'm closing these bets in about 2 minutes. So you get your last chance to get that bet in, red or green on the ES. And yes, you do have to be a sub to be in the chat and to put the bet on.
Yeah, that's good. Let's get those bets in there right now. Okay, so not much happening for some of the positions that I have. I mean, it's kind of, there's lots happening, but kind of the same levels that we've already been at here. So we can look at another name, and I just wanted to go back to Amazon again. I know I don't have any trades on it, but recently on this. But I'm just thinking, like, if you're thinking about a red move coming up here right now, like this is at 102.50. I mean, that high is 102.53 right now. That's, you know, a decent level. I just wondered if you can't get out of the way here if you're wrong, and then if you're right, you do have some big movement to the downside. I'm just, obviously you can see I'm 5 long, so it's like to go short right now, it wouldn't be a hedge. I'd almost just think that, you know, the market have to come back in a little bit as the NASDAQ is turning green. So we didn't think, if anybody didn't think that was possible, here's a huge move back up to the upside in the NASDAQ. So yeah, right there. Wow, okay. Well, I mean, I'd rather take shorts if we were anywhere around here, you know, approaching this 13.2 level, but there's the bottom. Sorry, there's the top today of 13.2. There's the bottom, I mean, there's 13.1. So we actually did go into 75 a little bit there. So nice movement for sure today. And here's Amazon just flirting with that high again. So we've already taken that level out, 46, 47, but you're just keep bouncing here. It's been about for 10 minutes or so, just bouncing off this 50 area. So, you know, I think it's trying to go. You know, the NASDAQ goes, you're toast. You don't want to be short, and that's why I'm saying you want to get out if you're wrong, and I think there are areas to get out here if you're wrong. Give this 10 cents or whatever, but yeah, right now, Amazon looking a little spicy to the downside for sure, if that's something that you want to take.
So NVIDIA's at the high right now. Okay, it's about 20 cents away from it, but 69 was the top. 23 above that 69 is the actual high of the day, 269.23. So I want to see it go over. This might need to actually make a real run at that high of the day. There you can see the actual wick. I wanted to see it make a real run at that high of the day. Oh, I just missed my offer on PayPal. That's kind of annoying. I was sitting right there just above VWAP and it missed me by a cent. I'll try to get that one out, but this could be that real entry, like that, the actual high. Looking for the over-under on NVIDIA. Don't carry it through at 68 all the way to 69. Wait for it to get to 69. Just put a different trade on. And I understand, like if you don't have direct market access, maybe you want one trade, just wait for the top. But for me, if I get in too early and then have to average into it, that's usually not the way to go against the grain. Gimme always gets. I've put a trail on Rivian. I'm no longer going to take it at VWAP. I feel like there's other ones to get to. And Apple, my trail on Apple now comes out if it's back beneath 165 even. Previously it was 164.80, but now if the even doesn't hold, I'm out of that Apple long. I'm just not sure I want to buy Apple up here, but we can see if we can hold on to it to see how far it can go. But I'm back into the NVIDIA short just at a little bit of a better price.
Yeah, so we just got out of something there. Oh, no, we didn't. We just got into Amazon. Oh, we got a Starbucks fill, but the Starbucks fill is same levels right there as we're getting out of that. I just want to talk about some of the levels we're getting out of right now. So I do have, whoops, I just sorted my trade list by time. I don't want that. I want it by time, but current time. Okay, there it is right there, enough to see my morning trades. Right there, Alibaba. So we just came right back up, right into where we were in the pre-market. We actually touched 97 there, came close enough to it. So that's going to be an out for me. If we get anywhere back to this level, I actually put an offer at 92. So this is sort of right into there if we can get that. Also debating just getting out on a downside move. So we'll see about that. And there's my newest position right now. Now we get it. Amazon. I'm just going to take this against 60. Let's try it. I mean, that level up there is 66, 67. We can go against that. It's just if the market goes, we know Amazon's going to go, right? And so I don't have too many shares. We can actually, let's give it to that level. I mean, I'm not trying to get too fancy with this, but you know, we've already come up here before and rejected it a couple times. This is where we were long and we eventually got out when we had to break it lower. So we're going to watch out for that trade right there. 102.70 is going to be our out for Amazon. So right now we're in it. Average price right here 49. We're going to give it to 70. So that's 20 cents higher than this. Do we think we can get a retracement? That's actually, the 50 period is actually only 15 cents. So not super happy with the risk to reward, but hey, if the market's going to pull back a little bit, I do like Amazon here. Let's just see what happens as the NASDAQ tries to turn green. So we're short Amazon right now and trying to get out of some more. AMD, this is what I was talking about.
Turning green feels like Thanos right now.
Yeah,
that's
you think
inevitable.
It's snap at some point?
No, it's inevitable because he says, I am inevitable. So I feel like the NASDAQ means inevitable. I say that as I short NVIDIA at the high of the day, right? Most logical thing, take the biggest and baddest and most bullish chart that you can find on the daily on tech and then just go short the highs as the NASDAQ's turning. But, I mean, you got to know where you're wrong on the trade. You got to know where you're wrong on a trade. So this is pretty much it. It just wicked above the high again. So this is where I take it off the top. So the high is 23s. It just got to 269.23, just got there again. So pretty much to a T, and I did not get that fill. So look at add. Okay, let's just add at 269. There we go. So I just add 269, which instantly the second I get it, I would have had 10s. Yeah, this is going. I'm not even messing around. I'm just going to put it like literally, if you wick the high, I'm just going to get out of this one. That wasn't, the second you put evens, it was right at 10s almost instantly. That's pretty strong. So it's either making a big pullback right now, or we're just going to carry through. If this breaks, you could see 270. Obviously, I have the short, so I'd like it to do what it did earlier at this price level. I'm not even sure we have enough time for that to happen. Shoot, it's past 330.
Yeah.
Which A means I need to close the pad, but it doesn't really matter. I thought we didn't. Did we get the early look? I didn't see it. The early look is 248 million to sell. That from Financial Juice. So the early look on the imbalance is to the sell side. That's not obviously very big. We like billions to move the market, not millions. That goes without saying, but I'm saying it anyways. I got one fill on PayPal above VWAP, and that was it. If it can't hold 77, I'm out of Dodge. Apple's still going, man.
Yeah, a lot of these names are starting.
This is
even
when
Roblox
Apple
is up
does
higher.
this, like
Look at Roblox.
It's a hard move. It's a hard move to join. When it's just my 3-minute chart, really, it's just green, green, green. The consolidation break was your only trade, 164.70 up here. Maybe you could have had that. Everything else is just almost impossible to join. That's why I'm trailing it right now, because it's a really tricky one to try to get more shares into. If anything, you know, the risk to reward might even favor trying the turnaround short. If I were to say anything else, there's NVIDIA, so we wait for it to come back down. Oh, do not fill my bid. Are you kidding me? Gimme, 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 gimme. One little push. There we go. I just had to pull the whole, it missed my bid, so you pull it and then replace it 2 cents higher and then kind of punch. So we'll get this one ring in the register on this as NVIDIA comes down. We did have to take the L on the original short to wait for it to get to 69, but it's already pulled back that $0.50 off the top. If it goes a full buck, well, I'll gladly take that because quite frankly, I'm not sure it goes any further than that. It's a strong move to the upside. The way that we're finishing this day, I think you look for that quick little pullback trade. Don't get too cute about it. Take the win and run. That does mean if NVIDIA, oh, not NVIDIA, if Rivian goes, and what the hell, Rivian? Seriously?
The ripping?
It's literally not moving.
Okay.
Like Rivian is moving 4 cents at a time. I'm just going to get on the bid here and get this one out because that's almost like a waste of time here on Rivian. I thought if the market came in, this would maybe retest those lows. I don't need to stop it that crazy. I can just give this one maybe to like right here. I'll just punch out of it if it takes VWAP. That's frustrating. I thought this would have given me a shot back at the low. That's why I held on to it. So I get out of a third of NVIDIA and it's already catching a bid. Small sell imbalances only. We got that top. The question is, can we get any follow through whatsoever? And checking back on the other long, Intel broke down. I'm not going to wait for it. I'm just going to punch out. That's at VWAP. I was going to put a trail on this. I had canceled my trailing stop on Intel. Mistake. Could have saved myself 4 cents on that Intel by keeping that stop in. Win's a win on the long, but I wanted that last little bit to put a trail on, and I just kind of canceled my trailing stop, thinking I would punch out of it manually. That's the value of having the stop out there. When you're monitoring multiple positions, then all of a sudden it's going to do the work for you, and you don't have to worry about getting out of it. So I got out of Rivian, ring the register on that one. Intel long off the bottom. I'm going back to this well every day this week that it holds. 31.70 to 31.75. If the bottom is anywhere near that, then I'm going to take a shot at it. It showed me that it wanted to bounce higher. So the second it did that, I was immediately taking the long position in Intel, and I'll keep doing that again. Don't need the bid there today. If Intel gets back to 31.80, we got other problems.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we do. But right now, we don't have any problems right now over here with Google, that's for sure, as Google just continues to march higher. We are getting lighter and lighter on all these positions heading into the close. Me and Neil have to be flat at the end of every single day. But, I mean, there we go again, man. Another winner coming through. It's been good for me today as we've given a lot of decent trades here.
Why'd you hit the slab?
Yeah, just whatever, just like wake up. So some nice moves today here for NVIDIA, or for, you just talked about NVIDIA, for Google, for AMD. I mean, AMD is now 70 cents in the money, starting to go up. We do have some outs here, though, if we start to take some of these levels. Just quickly, we did get out there, didn't want to interrupt, but you probably saw we got out of Alibaba there at 80s. Again, came right in. I just thought to myself, am I really going to wait for 97? You know, if this market does pull back, and we did just put on another position for Amazon. So we're looking at the short now as the market is rejecting right now, going positive. But it's a, like Neil said, it's a finger snap away from possibly doing that. Where are some of the outs? Okay, so Google, we're going to let it ride. We're almost out of that one. Amazon, it just keeps on touching 40s and not doing anything. So I don't know. I mean, I might as well put a bid down here somewhere near 40. If we get a fill, great. I mean, I don't want to take 9 cents. Hopefully it can come back down. Remember where my target is though. If we can break through 70, then we're out. So, you know, it's kind of like reversing it, going half to one on the risk to reward there. 20 cents worth of risk. Hopefully we can hold out for that. We are trying to average this out near 60s so we have a little bit of a better price. So that if we do come down in here to 40 and just keep on bouncing, that we have, you know, enough able to do that with us right now. Amazon, AMD, Google, Intel, Roblox, everything. We're just going to get out if we start taking out some of these levels. So, so far so good there. As we just wait, something else just got taken out right there. Google. So Google just fell back in there. I don't know. Oh, no, not Google. Google's just my last fill. Okay, no, I don't have any fills, sorry. My screen might have just flickered there. I thought we got filled, but we didn't.
I had one of the. Oh, I hope that's not.
Did you have one of that again today?
I had one of those again
I
today.
literally just thought I was filled, and I wasn't. So.
Because it's, anyways, like when you watch our summaries, like in position, when you get something happens, you see the screen flicker, and you got a fill, or you got a new position on, and so when my screen does any flickering, I think it's definitely a fill. I just missed a reload on NVIDIA. It was wild. It was right at 269. And the best way to explain it was right at 69. I'm like, oh, it's going to go over and give the fills above. Like last time when I didn't get 10s and I had to take evens. And then before I could even hit an offer key, it was back down at 90. So someone ran the stop by like 2 cents and it came back in. Now, because it was a strong move, I didn't reload. I'm going to get some out at that first exit point. That was at 60, so I'll just take it again. There's only 20 minutes left in the day. That's part of the reason why. There's also 20 minutes left for all of you, too.
Hola. Like and subscribe today.
It's all about the point too, like the double point like that. Or the one should be like the wink and the gun, like that one. If I shoot another one, I'm doing the wink and the gun. Carlton Banks style, by the way. If you guys actually ever watched, that's how old I mean. I love the Fresh Prince show. I didn't actually watch that Bel Air show,
no,
but the
of course
original.
not.
The wink and the gun, man. Carlton Banks was an absolute legend. So I get one overfill VWAP on PayPal. Now it's rolling back to the downside. No reloads for me. If it takes out 77, I'm just out of this. We don't have enough time in the day for it to make a second move. It was so much better. PayPal was so much better. You can see how good it was off this level pretty much all day long, and then it just kind of got away from itself here. In the afternoon, not much different. So we got one short. PayPal's going to come out and probably lose about 12 cents depending on slippage. Thankfully, we got some profit. My trail on Apple hasn't really hit yet. I might even move it up a little bit here. NVIDIA still working, but not a huge move to the downside on NVIDIA just yet. And we still haven't even gotten that 60 fill. If it gets down to 68, that'll be fantastic. No, Steve G. No, I'm not doing the Carlton dance. I can't do it. No, I can't do that. It's not that I would do it. Like I'd go up there and give you the Carlton dance to ring the bell or something if I was capable of it. Like I don't take myself that seriously. I damn well can't do the dance. It's just not. It takes coordination to do that thing, man.
Well, I mean, just go home and practice. You'll be able to figure it out.
I ain't got no time to practice that dance. I bet you my daughter could do it. She can do that. What's the
baseball again?
What do they call that thing again? Like that's what's that one called?
Oh, floss.
The floss. She can do that.
Oh yeah, she should be able to do that.
All kids can do the floss.
Yes, exactly. So, all right, 108.12. Just looking at Starbucks right now, as we were lucky enough to get 40s. We got a 37 or something as well there on Amazon as it just came right back in. So we take out a little bit there. I just set up my AMD out if we take out 50. Remember, we are now 7 minutes away from those imbalances coming out. So there's the AMD out. If it breaks through 50, we'll get out of that one, but still. Great long for me on that. Amazon, we just talked about it there, got some 40s, but yeah, I don't know. Hoping to get a little more. Roblox just like tanked there, so we only have 10% left. We talked about this trade. Trying to get this through here right now. I don't think that's going to happen, so we're going to have to hold out for Roblox. Amazon is really the one that I'm looking at now. It's my biggest position by far because it's a relatively new one. Everything else is like 10 to 20% left of a position. So I like this one heading into the close here. Let's see if it wants to just continue its march down. I'm still looking at this level as the next outs. I don't have any bids until here, 26s or 27s. Actually, I don't have any bids, period. So let's put something out now. 30, oops, we'll put something at 30, and then we'll put something else about 25, and we'll see if we get all these fills. Might not, but if we do, down here is where we like it there for Amazon heading into the close. So, whoa, BABA just went downside? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, look at this. There is some news here.
There is?
Where's Sharif at?
On BABA?
Yeah, Taiwan to buy 400 U.S. anti-ship missiles. intended to repel China.
Yeah, that'll
Good luck. You might need a little more than 400 missiles if you're going to do that. But there it is, a nice move down to Baba. And this is why we talked about it, guys. You know, very, very risky trade here for Alibaba. We're out.
Yeah,
so we are completely out. So we'll go cash Reggie right there for Alibaba because, hey, man, this was my best trade of the day by far. It's not my most money on per symbol name is AMD as well, but this one here, I'm really proud of this. Once, twice, thrice off these bottoms. Nice upside move, and I'm also pretty proud of the Starbucks move as well, as we only have 10% left on this one as we got out really the best we possibly could have right here into the highs. Not the highs of the day, but the highs of the move right there, 108.10. So I feel real happy with some of these moves that we've been able to put on today. As here we go, man, the market, he's a green right now. One more, I think we just went green, but right now we're just battling whether or not you go green or not. That's pretty damn close. As the ES 0.16, I thought I saw it, and we just wicked.
It was so close.
Was it? Okay,
so
we're getting close. So Amazon right here, we'll reload a little bit of this because we were able to get some out, but we didn't get out of that much. So a little bit of a reload up here for Amazon if it comes in the 50s again, and I'm waiting at 60. But for right now, maybe these imbalances are going to the other way.
Yeah, this is probably this is the last time I can take a reload on Nvidia. I got some out of Nvidia as well, so when it retested the high there, I was able to get a little bit more. But you know, it's 345. My stop's at the high of the day. I'm still trailing Apple. That's not really doing anything. PayPal has not stopped out, but Tesla, what a run Tesla has been on. It got to 187 before it started to turn around. This is just like the Apple chart, man. Like. Those are hard moves to get into. Like your best chance was probably, I think 85 was reasonable if you don't get it early. But there's so much, like look at how far this came back in from 190. Like it's literally diddling in the middle. That's one of the reasons I'm not trading it. And I understand Nvidia is probably super strong. It's just I know where the top is. You short 87. And we get out at 87, that's in the middle of the move. I just don't like that setup. I'm out of PayPal, so as good as it was earlier, the afternoon trade, we got one overfill, then it comes under. Like if I'm gonna lose, I want it to look something like that and not fighting into it. I want a hard stop, and then when it works, you're able to capture the better part of the move, like holding it past VWAP every single time, taking the underfills, and then doing the over. That's kind of like a VWAP strategy. If it's a strong stock, it goes under. If there's a buy program here, it doesn't drift too far under it. You just pick up the longs. You understand it's not really giving you anything too far. Hold on to some for the home run. But you're playing the over-under on VWAP on a stock that is trending to the upside. So very similar. I mean, it didn't really do it for as long on Friday, but when you see that, you kind of want to take advantage of it if you see it out there for you. But in the afternoon, it's a bit of a different story. So that was PayPal that's out. Nvidia's back into the short. For now, it's working. 3 minutes to the imbalances. A lot can change. I fully expect Nvidia's either filling a couple of these bids at 350 or running the stop at the top. That's my expectation. And Apple, oh, you're oh so close. I've tightened my trailing stop on Apple, no longer at 165, just sitting a little bit gently beneath that 165.10. But there was, I mean, not a red candle in sight until we got past 165 for the Apple trade. And this wick is kind of annoying. If you could get a 161 fill, I mean, you wouldn't have had the trade for the rest of the day. But it's been holding 164. I think tomorrow we go right back to that well at 164 on Apple.
Yeah. All right. So we got some decent outs for Amazon. Amazon just went into the 30s. We got a 34 fill right there. I was bidding 32s, but we wicked down to 34 once. So we take that fill again here, as this is, like I said, this is the big position for me right now, is this Amazon trade. And so far here in the midday show, or in the after show, we put on 3 trades, right? We put on the Starbucks trade right there, which was a huge one, upside right there. This is a trade that we put on for you. The other trade we put on was Amazon. We just talked about that. That's been working out so far. We put on this Alibaba earlier, so that's not one I want to talk about. The other one was Starbucks. Google, sorry, was the other trade that we put on for you on this show. This was right at 245. So this was a really great trade, man, for Google as it's coming back in. I'm going to use this bottom here, 77.78, to get out of the last part. We have 9 outs. We have 10% left. So far, so good there on Google. So we'll go 3 for 3 here, afternoon show. So it's been so far, so good. This is going to be position pending on Amazon. We're already out of about 30%. Here, we could, I do have lower bids if they do come out, and this is what Neil and I have been talking about. Here is the market on close and balance locator. What was it?
250.
Yeah, it's
not.
not.
What I said? 250, I thought.
Was that what it was?
To
Okay.
248. I mean,
To
essentially.
sell or buy, it doesn't matter.
To sell. It was to sell.
Okay, so so far here, these are all from 9:30. So we have no halts or anything here today in the afternoon or anything like that. So we'll wait to see what comes through in about 1 minute. These are all going to get updated, and we'll see. Hopefully we get some downside push here for Amazon. Remember, we are going to be willing to get shut out of this if it does come back up. You know what? I'm going to cancel and just wait to see. I don't need to. I'm going to edit my script order right now. The trading now for me is done now that I think about this. There's absolutely no point in getting too carried away. We'll put a stop order up here for us on Amazon. If it gets stopped out, it's actually going to be right here at 70. Hope the market would move before this imbalance, but right now it's coming out in approximately 30 seconds. So if Amazon comes as a bid and I get taken out, which it wouldn't surprise me if there was bids. Market has rallied up nicely here into the close, so maybe there are some hidden buyers here that want to show their face at this close. So right now, Amazon, that's what we're working with only 15 seconds left. We'll see where we get this print, but so far, it's been an upside mover in the afternoon with only 8 seconds left. Let's go. Ooh, I'm losing a little bit of steam here. Hopefully this market will give it to us. Only 10 minutes left, and
Oh, it's going to run stops right here. Yeah.
oh, I actually did have an Amazon short left. Well, again,
I mean,
we don't have.
I don't see anything that big, and wow, Amazon's a buy, 750,000. That's the first one that stood out there. Lyft is a sell of 800,000. That's insignificant. Microsoft a sell, 600,000. Nvidia, that's what just stopped me out. Was Nvidia through the high of the day, 500,000 to buy out Nvidia.
Yep.
But that's why I always like if I'm shorting off the high of the day, I'm not moving that stop at 350 because it takes out the high, has a chance to run. So Nvidia, that's. I don't know what the final number is. When I get it, I haven't seen it come off Financial Juice. Okay, there it is. 540 million sell side. Okay. I kind of thought maybe it would have been a small buy, but there's really nothing on here that's gigantic. I'll let you guys know if anything updates, but nothing over $1 million that even matters on the imbalances. It was still enough. I was about to talk about CXAI. That's why it's on this stock, but we'll come back to that in a quick second. If you're trading it, fantastic. That one's been a decent runner off in the afternoon. But yeah, there's that last entry point there. We got some scalp trades off the 69 level. Now it broke out that high and continuing to go. Not a huge imbalance. Usually you wouldn't think this would carry through that much, but the market doesn't care. Good news is, yeah, now you're pressing past the highs. Forget about the high of the day. Apple's not going to get to it, but I'm just going to continue to trail this, probably like 15-cent trail for the rest of the day and just see how far this one goes.
All right. So far, so good here for Starbucks. I mean, look at this move, guys. We want to talk about putting on something and just getting up to the upside. Let's take it out. We only have, me and Neil have to be flat at the end of every day. So we'll see if we can get a fill here at 15 for Starbucks and then get that out on the upside. Let's just look over at Google as well. That's making highs right now as well. 106.10. Hey, man, if we can ring the registers on this one, it's another 40 cents. All we're kind of doing is just kind of like piling up our trades here. So we'll put an offer. There it is. We got those 15s on, what was that last trade? Starbucks. There it is. We'll show that to you to complete the trade right now. So we'll face slap on that one. And then we'll go a little bit of diamond hands because we held it right into the close here for Starbucks. Nice upside move right there. So that was good, man. Pretty happy with that. Nicely done to the upside. Still cooking on that. Amazon. So I had some little small orders here. We were not averaging in huge into this trade at all, but we still have that 70 as an out. At 355, these imbalances tend to flip around, so maybe Amazon does come back in, but I'm still fine with this trade. Not really much going on here. You know, like I said, if it pops through, we'll take it out. Not much of a hit on this one. Although it is starting to go back up. We did talk about getting the majority out. Here comes Amazon. And if anything, this teaches me, you, everybody, that it's very risky to be in these positions at 350. So if you have any sort of a trade on, make sure that you remember that these imbalances are coming out sometimes, you know, pretty quickly there against you or whatever for that trade. So right now, Amazon, nice upside move. We're out in a couple seconds if it does break through this. So there we go, Amazon, nice upside move. I'm just hoping that we can hold out, that these imbalances can flip over. There's Amazon right there. So it came out a buy. So this, it will flip into a sell most likely, but it doesn't mean it's going to send the stock down. That's a pretty decent buy right there. Actually just noticing it right now. Microsoft to sell, Amazon a buy, and that's about it. So other than that, man, I thought that was PayPal, but it's PPL. Yeah, I don't really see any other names on here that we've been really trading today. TD Bank continues Although it's a sell there, I feel like it's made its moves back up. Okay, it's still there on the daily. All right, WFC as a bank there. J&J reports, so they're here as well as a sell. I think J&J was tomorrow or after market tomorrow anyways. There's J&J.
Well, they're definitely this week. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let me just look. Let me just take a second.
You take a second to look. I want to just come to my chart for a quick second here because Tesla.
Pre-market the 18th tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. I hate pre-market. We don't
that
really
makes
trade
sense.
it, so that's fine. But look at Tesla just rallying, not into earnings because they don't report till Wednesday, but up 1% now. It is screaming. I'm glad I did not short this one. At least the out was obvious with, you had an obvious out there for NVIDIA, so it's easier to take it. If I fight this one on Tesla, I'm just running into a bit of trouble. 355, you could see some of this pair off. I have a trailing stop, so not much to do for that Apple, but I'll keep a track here if any of these make some significant moves in there. I didn't even bother checking lift. I should have mentioned Wells Fargo, one of the banks, was a sell imbalance, but it didn't really move much of anything. That's why I didn't think it was all that much worth it. Like, sell imbalance on Wells Fargo literally at the high of the day, up 4%. So, if it mattered, I probably would have said something, but in case you were watching it, definitely interesting there. Really? Bed Bath & Beyond's moving? Is it really moving, or are we tricking me into calling it up?
They're probably tricking you, bro, but we'll see.
Got me.
Is it not moving?
Bed Bath & Beyond.
I mean, it's been moving, though.
It's moved half a cent for the afternoon show.
To everybody's defense there. Half a cent?
You got me. And it's got no...
You know what? Someone might be looking at sort of
No, it's fine.
It's 17%.
It's not on the imbalance. It's up today. It's just, when I'm flat and there's 5 minutes left in the day, you're probably going to be able to get me to look something up because I'm not doing anything else. I have a trail on Apple. I'm not really going to put any new trades on, so you guys holler it out, and I'll check it out for you guys there. So you got me. I don't because sometimes people just want to pump something and have us talk about it. So we only want to talk about if it's moving, if there's something there. But it was moving earlier today, I'll grant you that. Schwab, to talk about why Schwab is up, I can't really tell you, except for the fact that it bounced off that 50 level on Charles Schwab. That's going to be the best for me to be able to give you a reason as to why on that, after the earnings, which weren't that great, why it made a move into the upside. I might just punch out of Apple here. It's starting to turn. 355 just came and it made a little bit of a right-hand turn, so I'm just going to get out of it. I'm not saying that imbalances are pairing and things are going to come to the downside, but another sort of slowdown right at this 165 and a quarter. 164 is the level for me on Apple this week. I mean, look what happened yesterday. You get the long off this, you get the long a couple times off it here today. Not even a strong day for Apple, but it still gives you a pretty decent move offset levels. Now I get to just watch Tesla going into the close. Can it hold on to this? Oh, already beneath 187. So maybe I jinxed it there. 3.5 minutes to go. It's been a fun one. I feel pretty secure in saying the ES should be able to hold green. The NASDAQ is what's in question. It just keeps going back and forth. I think I've seen the NASDAQ go red to green 6 times in the last few minutes.
It's close, man. It's 0.02 right now. Amazon, we got out at 70 there as it came back up to the upside. We got out of our Google when it broke through O's, so that was a good one right there. Everything else pretty good, man. AMD, we got out as well right there at 84s. So everything sort of did pull back. Amazon did not pull back, so that's not going to be a successful little look there at the end, although we got away from it, but we said we weren't going to average it. It was really that last take there at 65.
What did they just do to Meta?
Out at 70. What are they doing to Meta? I mean, rug pull.
They quadunked it.
Yeah, they quadunked it. It might have been a move down there. I mean, the market, I don't know.
It didn't have an imbalance.
No, I don't know what that move is all about there. Just probably positioning into the close. So we'll have to watch out for that. Roblox, the Palantir break 9. No, it did not. Roblox we got out of right there, so that was another good out for us on Roblox, as now it's down even lower. We could check out where our that was the other one that I was pretty happy with, this Alibaba out. Wow, that Alibaba out saved us a lot right there. So again, Alibaba nicely done to the long, and then there's the out. So I don't know if we have do we have the earnings board?
I don't think so, but
do we have an earnings board, Sharif, or no?
We do? Okay.
Okay, perfect. Let's go over to Sharif. Oh, okay. He said he was ready. That's okay. We'll have that in a minute.
It's all good.
Market's about to close anyways. Maybe Fahad will be on the bell or something coming through, because that's about to go down very, very soon.
I can try throwing something at it.
I have Katrine coming. So actually,
I almost got it last time.
Sure it's, yeah.
But
I did get it that one time after the second time.
Yeah.
So
we need something better to throw. It's just
Yeah, I got Katrine on the ones and twos here. So
Not that we should be throwing shit around here. You know what's hilarious? We got these free Nerf footballs at the old trading floor. I think it was like Instinet or something gave them to us. And I remember one day we're tossing around at lunchtime, and it actually hit somebody's keyboard and accidentally punched them into a trade. And that was the last day that we threw the football around on the trading floor. Really dumb thing to do in complete hindsight, but it wasn't me that it happened to. So.
Well, you just got to make sure that you don't.
Well, I mean, you know what it was? The person dropped it. Like, they muffed it and it fell on their keyboard. I'm like, well, that's on you for not catching the ball. Duh. Whatever. It was dumb. There's a big seller right now, 100,000 on the offer of 270 on NVIDIA here as we have 1 minute to go, and someone just says, oh, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that on the offer. Can I show it to you? Why is this on Netflix? But a big seller on NVIDIA. There's 100,000 on the offer at 270. My guess is they legit just want that fill, take a little profit, because that's been a burner as the market is going to finish in the green. Katrine's on the bell in 30 seconds. Give that man his 100,000 sell. You know they're probably long this morning or something like that. Look at it just churn through it. It's going to fill it. You don't usually see a challenge of an offer like that and then have it run away this late in the day. With 20 seconds to go, we're going to get that countdown on. Get the camera off me and put it on Katrine for the countdown.
It's not time yet.
Isn't it time, though? It's 10 seconds.
Yeah,
there it is.
Now it is. Right
shimmy,
there.
shimmy, shimmy.
I still like that. I still like that.
In 3,
Minions
2,
reference we had there.
Bring it. I guess you can't see the countdown. Hola.
What happened? We didn't have the countdown up, or we
no.
did?
Can you see the countdown where you are, Katrine? Okay, I don't know. See,
Is that a no?
I don't know. I'm guessing that's obviously a no.
There.
They got their fill, by the way.
Yep. Okay.
All
good.
100,000, 270 on NVIDIA.
Yes, great job on the bell there. We had a couple good bells today. Randy was pretty good in the morning. That was pretty good there at the close. So, hola, yeah, make sure you do this. There you go, Kat.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
All right, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I don't know if we even hit 1,000 likes today on the stream. 776. Make sure you guys hit that like if you can right now as the market is finished and the show is now over. But we are not over because there's more to come. We have right now at the big desk. Let's find out if these markets turn green. Perhaps they did.
We fought tooth and nail, Sean, to get back green on the ESNNQ, and we did both of those. The S&P closing up 0.3, the Dow 0.13, and the NASDAQ 0.03. 3 is the theme here, guys. The TSX as well eked out gains. Brazil, not so much. Crude, we saw, was down on the day. It finished down almost 2%. Bitcoin couldn't recover as much as the equities did. 3.25% to the downside. Likewise, 1 1/3 for Ethereum. Let's get to those earnings board. Nothing really of note after market today, but tomorrow morning, here we go. Johnson & Johnson, Bank of America, Lockheed Martin, Goldman Sachs, and then Bank of New York Mellon. That should be an interesting one as the regional play still focus for us, guys. So big play tomorrow on earnings. We actually have Netflix tomorrow as well. Netflix will is it after market tomorrow?
I feel like, look, a lot of people are going to be interested in those Netflix.
All the
earnings.
tech names are pretty
the
much
banks
after
for a trade. The banks, I think they can be good, but not always. Lockheed Martin, look, good stock. Don't think we'll be trading that $500 name on earnings, to be honest. But.
Yeah, too big a spread there. But if you're interested in that name, it should be a good one. J&J
Strong
should
stock.
be something soon. I'm not doing anything here. I'm just watching the market with Microsoft, looking where we got back to Microsoft today. Microsoft up 1% after all that. So who knows? Yeah. The market was a fun one today, back, forth, up and down. Join us tomorrow, man. A big thanks to Max, Obi, Sharif, of course, doing double duty here today. And then Fahad, Mahad, everybody. You guys have that view or not?
Show yourselves.
Yeah, he's going to do that right now. Big shout out to these guys over there. They're switching all day, man. So that's a good one. Thank you so much, guys, for that. And Mahad and Fahad are good friends, and that's always nice when they, spend this much time together. So thanks for that one, guys. You guys did a great job switching. Thanks, Randy, today for his mysterious approaches.
He likes to linger.
And reloading some of the coffees.
Actually, let's thank Randy for saying that we shouldn't flip. He's like, keep
tomorrow,
it on. He said, keep it on the bear, and that was the bottom, essentially.
Yeah.
So Randy made the bottom today. So thank him for the green day.
Yeah. So people talking about their Fahad's nickname again, but I refuse to say that. So.
Feifei?
Yeah. And they also said, if his was Feifei, what do you think Mahad's would be?
No.
There you go. I can't
not
be
going
like, yo, thanks to Fei and May. Like, what the?
Momo.
No, then I'm going to get in trouble again because I'm going to say
good.
Mohammed. Momo.
No,
See, that's exactly what
No, if it's Fei, it has to be May.
Yeah, May.
What? Mohammed. Muhammad.
That's too hard for him.
Well
Fahad.
done.
Come on,
No, that
bro.
was well done.
You're asking too much, man.
Yeah. This is very high level stuff right now. I'm just happy with Neil. How about that? Neil, Sean, we'll roll with this.
Easy
and
name,
Brendan. But a
son.
shout out to everybody. That's one of the best parts. I mean, you know this, Sharif. You say it all the time on the stream. It's such a good environment to work here. I feel
absolutely.
like we have a
Goes
lot of
without
fun.
saying.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Not just because you get to learn a lot of the skills around here, but the mood, the atmosphere, everybody's upbeat and positive.
It's chill. That's what it's all about, man.
Chill, Winston. But we have lots of fun here. So thank you so much for everybody watching as well. Without everybody, we'd have nothing. So all right, join us tomorrow. It should be a fun one. Hope all your earnings plays are nice,
Good night.
and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks, Sharif, at 8:30. Ciao, guys.